Alrighty. How are we, everybody? Oh, that's a bit loud. Oh, shit, don't want to burn anyone's eardrums. Cool. I think that's all good to go. Alright. First thing off the rank, before we get into the game itself. Yes, the light is terrible. It's a new place. The light is right there, and it's still fucking shit. So, deal with it. Sorry, we have to deal with it, so you have to deal with it too. Anyway. The game that could split up a family tonight. Swans v Port Adelaide. Obviously, if you don't know, both of me and my brother are different. I'm a Swans fan. He's a Port Adelaide fan. This is your first official game I've watched of a Swans game on stream, so we'll see how this one goes. But we did watch one Port one earlier in the year where Port Adelaide lost, so we'll see how that goes. I know we did watch a pre-season game of the Swans and we lost, but yeah. So at the moment, guys, they're just doing the pre-game welcome to country and stuff. Looking at the final teams of the game, though, subs are Robbie Fox, who was the inclusion for the Swans this week, and for Port Adelaide, it's Francis Evans as the sub. So, massive matchup, of course. We talked about it in the tips. Well, I talked about it in the tips, but was there any other ones that you can think of that I didn't mention in the matchups and stuff, or question marks going into this game?
Not really. No, I think you covered most of them.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, she's got a nose. Sorry. So they're just on the national anthem, guys, and then we'll be all good to go, I think. Who's that? Oh, that's Josh Sin. It's like, who the fuck is that? Where's Ken?
At the end of the other.
Isn't that the end where they usually stand?
No, they stand closest to the umpires.
Oh, fuck, I'm dumb. Oh, they are too, yeah, next to the captain. Holy shit. How you doing, Hookstagram? Who do you think wins tonight, man? Yeah, I didn't mind that. What do you think? 10 out of 10? Nah, I give it a solid 8. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So players starting to move into their positions now, guys, of course. Port Adelaide have had a great record against the Swans, have beaten them on the last 8 occasions. Of course, the last one being the absolutely demoralising loss at Adelaide Oval. I had to sit through all of that, so I don't think anyone suffered as much as me that night. I don't think anyone's ever suffered that much in their lifetime. I'll go the power because I'm from Adelaide. No, we are too, man. So we might as well go through our tips. I did tip the Swans in this one, but I think it's going to be a very close game. You went with the Swans as well.
The Swans, I think they'll win by a couple goals, 3 or 4 goals. It'll be interesting if this gets really close.
Yeah. So, Robbie Fox, obviously the inclusion for the Swans, and for Port Adelaide, there was a couple. It was Ryan Burton and Charlie Dixon. So, a couple of interesting ins and outs coming through the week. Todd Marshall obviously was out as well. Will Lorenz. I was surprised he got dropped. I thought he maybe deserved his spot after having a couple of good moments in the coming on the sub.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I think he's in his second game.
Yeah.
They were going to bring back experience. Like, he did start as the sub as well, obviously, last week, so it wasn't super surprising.
We'll see how Justin McInerney goes tonight as well. Obviously, last week had a pretty poor performance in his first game back. Was actually subbed out as well. Too many chances of an upset this evening for Sydney. Too many chances. Okay. So let's have a look at a big matchup. So Port Adelaide, who do you think's their one player they have to stop tonight?
The Port player they have to stop.
Who's the Swans player they have to stop tonight? Who's the Port player to stop?
I think they have to stop. Oh, it's hard to say. I think you have to stop Heaney. I think Heaney's the one you have to stop.
And who do you think the man is to do that?
I think it has to be Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if that's the case, they just have to simply get him forward. Isaac Heaney on Sydney's side. For Port Adelaide, I agree with Zach Butters, probably the most important one. But I do think that Willie Rioli has to be stopped as well. He's so much for their score sources. Even in that game against Geelong, he was one of their better players. So I think Sydney, Harry Cunningham will go straight to him. They drop the ball, Port Adelaide will take it. Yeah. So players starting to move in their positions now, of course. Prelim final time. You think the game we won in this quarter? Well, that's a bit of... we must not even watch the rest of it.
You'll know in the first 5 minutes if Port have showed up tonight.
So a couple of pushing and shoving early. I think they'll go straight to Zach Butters, try and get under his skin early. That's what's been a big talking point over the week. Looks like Lockie Jones going to Tom Papley. Melican going to Dixon. McCartan going to Radicalea. And here we go. The winner will have a date on Saturday evening next week for the grand final. The loser straight out. Here we go. From the tap. Neither ruck gets anywhere near it. Free kick's been ripped out. It's going to go to Jordan Sweet. Gives off the handball. Now Horn Francis on his right boot. Sends it long. Top of the goal square. The kick goes. Good spoil. Melican gets wrapped up. Got a handball away. McCartan, Goulden. And now Florent will clear. Up and under kick. Towards the defensive 50. Holding free kick's been ripped out. It's going to go to... It's going to be a downfield free kick going... It's going to go back to Port Adelaide inside the forward 50.
And Burgoyne's going to take...
There's going to be Jace Burgoyne in front of goal. So Jace Burgoyne's got the free kick straight in front, about 30 metres out. So the perfect start here for Port Adelaide. Nick Blakey isn't too impressed by it. I'll have to see this one on the replay. It's a long way off the ball. They're still trying to find the replay. Meantime, Jace Burgoyne, best player on the ground last week for Port Adelaide in their massive win. He comes in now. Young star comes in, kicks the goal. And Port Adelaide have the first goal of the prelim final. Well, that's not good. Fucking hell. I'd like to see that free kick again. That was a long way off the footy.
Port Adelaide just have to silence the crowd at the moment. That's how you have to start every game, and especially in the prelim final.
So Port Adelaide, first win of the stoppage, 2 free kicks. Not going to mention that at all.
You will later on. You're going to change the score?
Yep. Oh, fuck. No, it wasn't needed, but fucking hell.
It wasn't needed, but fuck me. Even if it's a Port supporter, that's weak.
Not like Jace Bergman took a dive, but there's nothing in it. So Grundy wins the tap down. Sweet. Gets the handball clear, and Port Adelaide will get the second clearance of the game as well. Long kick inside the forward 50. Gets out the back. Melican did it pretty well. McCartan gets wrapped up. And it'll be a stoppage inside Port Adelaide's forward 50. Frenetic start here from the power. Fuck you, it's weak from in the prelim final, bro. Rioli wrapped up, and it'll be another stoppage here. So Port Adelaide having the early territory in this game. First 3 inside 50s. Sydney need to lift a little bit here. Grundy with the tap down. Lloyd was held. Now Goulden with the clearing ball. Still inside their defensive 50. McDonald did well. Warner is held up. It'll be a ball up here. So Sydney starting off a bit sluggish. Obviously, only played 1 game in the space of about a month. So a little bit of a slow start here. Grundy with the tap down. Rioli got boots the ball. Snapping it towards goal. It's gone across the face. And it's bounced out of bounds. So right forward pocket here for the power. Hot start here for Port Adelaide.
The Swans just need some time with the ball. They just got nothing at the moment.
Looking for Rioli to get on the move here. Jordan Sweet almost took it straight out of the ruck. Bouncing ball towards the teeth of goal. Dixon got a handball away. Came off of Georgiades' foot there. Got very unlucky. If he actually threw his hand at that a little bit earlier, he wouldn't have been on the full.
So lucky they're the Swans.
So Rampy has the footy. So missed the game when they got smashed by 112 points. Dane Rampy. He sends it down the wing. Parker went up. Evans, good spoil. Burgoyne went for the snapping ball. Great mark from Heaney going back. And Heaney just puts the nice little stiff arm right into Georgiades there. So Heaney just works it short to Warner. So the Swans want to try and look for the corridor here. Doesn't have a lot of options, so he's just going to go with a short ball over the top. Nice to Nick Blakey. So the Swans just going with a slow approach at the moment. So Blakey, long handball to Rampy. Locked up here. Good pressure from Port Adelaide. Rampy thumps it long. Grundy out the back. Couldn't mark. Rowbottom. Great rove. He snaps it inside the forward 50. Alia's in front. Against the former side. Takes a good mark. Good mark there from Alir.
He just always looked like he was going to take that. He just took position and...
Yeah, Rowbottom's kick didn't have enough. Yeah, he kicked it low. Needed to go high on for McDonald. So Alir sends it down that wing once again. Dixon in the prime spot. Rampy went up. Did well to bring it to ground. Golden wrapped up by Rosie. Did well. And he's got a free kick there for a high one. Rosie bemused by the decision.
Half to Rosie. I think it was Lockie Jones gave away the free kick there.
So Golden always dangerous with that left boot. He's going to send it long once again. Pushed as he kicked. High ball. Zerk Thatcher in the prime spot. Couldn't mark. Horn Francis with a snapping ball. Blakey, great pick up off his toes. He sprints away from Burgoyne. The low ball towards goal. He's kicked it across the face. And Boat got a touch onto it as it hits the point post.
I think
so
it
looks
too fast there, the Lizard.
Yeah. James Jordan looks like he has a role on Jason Horn Francis as the tagging role could be. So that's a really interesting call from the Swans. It does look like that. So big compliments putting on Jason Horn Francis there as...
Wow, that was not a free kick.
That's not a free kick. Horn Francis pushed him into it. Oh, for fuck's sake.
The umpire's right there too.
Watch him. He pushes Jordan into Drew. For fuck's sake.
That was bad.
Fucking umpires suck. Best of the best for the prelim finals. No, they picked some fucking goober off the street. Anyway, the Swans are trying to send this one back inside the forward 50 through Jordan. Amadi and Alir go at it. Ball hits the turf. Boak was held without it there. Heaney. Papley was held without it as well. Jones let it go. Umpire lets it go. Jordan about to get wrapped up by Travis Boak and shoved him out of bounds. So Travis Boak in his illustrious career still yet to make a grand final. So Sydney just starting to ease into this game. From the tap. Sweet one it down. Rowbottom try to fist it forward. Ricochets now to Jones. He keeps it in front of him. Wrapped up by Rowbottom and spills out of bounds. So a little bit of an arm wrestle now on the outer wing.
Seems like the Swans have just about settled down.
Port Adelaide have started well though. So definitely shows that they're up for the fight tonight. So Sydney obviously didn't score in the first quarter last time they played Port Adelaide. From the tap down, it gets out the back, and it rolls out of bounds once again. So Ken Inkley from the bench today. Oh, a bit of booze around the ground. Interesting. Obviously fined the $20,000, which was ridiculous, but nonetheless, that was shit. So back in the ruck we go. Sweet with the tap down. Papley overran it. Drew, good pickup. Clears it towards half forward. Great mark in front there from Radicalea.
That's got to be, doesn't it? Ooh. Well, at least he marked it for one time.
So Radicalea, long handball. Finds Boak. They link up nicely. And now the captain, Rosie, on the Telstra logo, fires towards goal and kicks it way wide and out on the full.
I think the perceived pressure there of the Swans defender coming in there made him hook that.
Yeah. Port Adelaide dominating the early stages here. Sydney are starting to settle, but still yet to hit the scoreboard. Blakey kicks across goal to Cunningham. Massive role that he has tonight on Willie Rioli. So Harry Cunningham wants to go on the members' side. He's going to thump a high ball. Couple of players form there. Zerk Thatcher, 3 deep, got the fist down. Warner, little hand up there to Hayward, couldn't get there. Parker goes in hard with Drew. 2 hard nuts, and now the Swans can break. Hayward over the top, finds Warner, who takes a bounce. Lockie Jones chases him. Little kick inside the forward 50. Alir did well. He gathered it nicely, and he clears it, and it works out nicely. So Drew takes the mark. Sydney just a little bit rushed with their kick there. Warner should have just been a little bit slow with that option or made a better decision. So Port Adelaide on the commentary side. Zach Butters here for his first touch. Low ball inside the forward 50 for Radicalea. Gets out the back and Hayward cuts that one off.
He's got to do better there, Radicalea. He's just let Heaney push him under the ball with ease.
So Hayward has it at half back. Going to send it long. Power of the numbers here. Lockie Jones going back. Did well there. Was Campbell. McInerney on the up too. Campbell. Great game as the sub last week. He hooks it inside the forward 50. Numbers here with Port Adelaide. Evans. Got the handball back to Boak.
Oh.
Dangerous kick. In fact, turned it straight over to Rowbottom on 50. He finds an option. Swans players everywhere. And Jake Lloyd, an opportunity here to go back and kick Sydney's first. Really odd kick there from Travis Boak.
He seemed to be rushed there, Boak. Just surprising from such a experienced player. Yeah, you don't normally see that from Travis Boak.
So Jake Lloyd doesn't kick a lot of goals, but did kick a very important one against the Giants in the qualifying final. Put the Swans fans into raptures a couple of weeks ago, Jake Lloyd. To get them all up and about now, Lloyd comes in, kicks it straight through the middle, and that's the first one for the Swans.
And they've kicked more than they did last time in the first quarter against the Power.
Yeah, that's the real good point.
That's the one thing we have to talk about.
Yeah,
they're fine.
So a good finish there from Jake Lloyd. Swans get their first goal through a pretty bad turnover there from Travis Boak, who will definitely wanted that one back. So Jake Lloyd, very important player to the Swans lineup. Probably doesn't see a lot of praise from outside the Sydney Swans, but such an important player. Won 2 best in fairest as well. So as his kick came in, just landed with Evans, and then he was under pressure here. Boak is an odd kick. It's almost like he missed Rowbottom there, which is kind of strange, but nonetheless, Jake Lloyd, great finish from him.
Yeah, it was a horrible kick by Boak, and yeah.
Bleeds black, white, and teal. Travis Boak, he wanted that one back. Back in the ruck we go. Sweets done well so far in this one. Only as far as Goulden, who gets the clearance. Bouncing ball. Campbell just let it go at the crucial stage. Sydney still get the ball tracking forward, but Port Adelaide have the numbers. Bergman, short kick. It's going to be coming back to Port Adelaide, though, with a free kick. So Ryan Burton has it.
They're lucky there, Port Adelaide, because that was very bad by Bergman.
So Burton, a kick straight through the guts. Just missed it. Had to hit Drew. Jordan finds Heaney. He breaks away. Goes out wide with the kick. It was nice to Jake Lloyd again. He started nicely. Handball on the outside to McInerney. He'll be good for the rest. Great looking ball. Finds Amati on the lead.
Terrible again by Port Adelaide.
The kick was the right idea, but he just had too much on it. Such an important player, Justin McInerney, for the Sydney Swans. They welcomed him back last week. May have just been a little bit underdone. But look at that dart to Amati on the lead. Nothing Aaliyah could have done about that.
Yeah, they had Amati had all the space there to run into.
Had about 2 touches last week, Joel Amati. Didn't do much, but he did kick the sealer. So about a 45-degree angle. He'll kick just inside the forward 50. Joel Amati, as straight as you like. The Swans have 2. So the Swans fire back.
Yeah, the last couple minutes, the Swans just seemed to have settled and...
Don't mind Port Adelaide's game plan of going through the middle. It's just a couple of poor turnovers, really. That kick to Drew just had to hit the target. As soon as it missed, Sydney will capitalise on the turnover.
There's no other Port player around him, so once it hit the ground, it missed.
Yeah.
Heaney just ran it. Like
so it's Ryan Burton's kick.
It's a kick you have to make.
Yeah.
And he had the space
as he missed it.
Yeah.
He should have made that, yeah. He got close to the middle of the mark there, Amati. But it was a great kick. So back we go in the middle. Dixon up against McLean. Oh, for fuck's sake. How about you let it go, you absolute fucking losers. Holy shit. So Horne-Francis will get the clearance here for Port Adelaide. High up and under ball. Georgiades has a bit of a run up. Radicalea couldn't mark Butters. Fumbled once. Then when it got tackled, he's gone. Great tackle from Jordan. Butters pinned.
he had to give the first look to Narkle there. He had the easy option, and I
guess he did get a handball away in the end, but it was probably a bit too late. Yeah, but I agree. He probably just had to give it off. He probably wanted to do a bit too much. Long kick here. Well done there from McDonald to bring it to ground. Hayward did nicely, and now Amati kept it in front of him. It's only him in front of the goal. Port players tracking him. Knocked to ground. Wines. Dodges around one. He did okay. The handball. Horn-Francis got a dreadful bounce. Amati slung him to the turf. And another free kick to Port Adelaide here. That one was probably there. Bit of a holding free. No.
It was definitely... It's definitely not a suspension. We'll just put that right out there. He did let him go, so...
It was a hold. It was a free kick.
It's a free kick, but
nothing more than that.
There's nothing more than that.
He'll get 2 weeks for that.
Yeah.
So good pressure there from the Swans. Horn-Francis, little lead-up kick was nice to Butters. So Jordan may have actually just moved over to Butters here at the moment.
Yeah, because Butters started on the bench, so they may have started that.
Down the wing, holding a tightrope there was Butters. I think was just touched. Errol Goulden was pleading with the umpire. They're just going to have a little bit of an interview here, the two umpires here, to say if this was out on the full.
One's called out before the other one thinks he's not, but they're going to... Gordon's putting in his little 2 words. And
yeah, he's just giving himself a little bit of a... So they're going to call it a throw-in.
And Gordon looks pissed.
I believe the umpire that said it was out in the full. I just agreed with him. He looked like an honest person.
Yeah.
So Butters just pushing and shoving here with Jordan. So Butters just has to get his mind back on the footy as well, though. It's from the tap down. Berg went all on his own at the stoppage. Wines threads it through to Horn-Francis on the left boot. Inside the forward 50. Blakey got a fist onto it. It's in a dangerous spot, though. Warner just breaking away. Let it go. Florent turned it over. Narkle, just a little short kick towards goal. Last line of defence there is Melican to knock it through. Jesus Christ, that was a little bit dangerous there from Melican and Lloyd. They both looked at each other.
I'm telling you at the moment, Radcliffe is a liability at the moment. He just can't get to a contest. When he does, he just gets outbodied too easily.
So Matt Roberts to take the kick in here for the Swans. He runs into the back pocket, sends it long towards the wing here. McLean pushes Dixon underneath it. Then Dixon got onto it, turned it over to Goulden. Long handball. They do it nicely here, the Swans. They can go through the middle. McLean, not ready to run and gun play. That's a nice looking ball. He hits up Hayward. Gives it off to Florent on his right boot. Little handball inside to McLean, who kept on running. Great pressure from Burgoyne. Great pressure from Port Adelaide. They lock it in though, the Swans. Coming through was Parker. Got it through to McDonald. Snapping it towards goal. He threads it through. Great finish there from McDonald. Just when Port Adelaide were about to shut that one down, Sydney capitalised on the scoreboard.
It was just a wave of the Swans then.
Someone had to be staying with McLean. Yeah. Surely. There's no way he should be able to run free through that. So McDonald probably been a bit down on form like a lot of the tall forwards for Sydney, but that was a great finish there from him. Obviously missed out on the 2022 grand final. Don't know if he would have been too sad about missing that one. So here it is again. McLean did it well.
Did well. He pushed him straight in the back.
Oh, fucking. That's what you get for fucking the Jace Burgoyne free kick.
But you got to look at this. Like, you look at the replay. Dixon's sitting at half back. Like, why is he sitting there? He's just standing there. He should be on McLean's back, and he's not. And that's what cost him the goal, because he was always in the contest, and Dixon wasn't. That's another horrible
So back in the ruck, umpire's going to mess that one up. They've had a really good start to this game, the umpires. Fuck me. I think, 3 dreadful free kicks and a fucking great bounce. Anyway, back in the ruck we go. Grundy, great tap to Heaney. Threaded it through the handball to McInerney. Away he goes. Sends it inside the forward 50. Low ball, Alaire. Couldn't mark. Bergman picks it up. Handball to Burton. About to get shut down. Got a handball away just in time. And now Port Adelaide can go. Gave it through nicely. Sin. Out wide to Horn-Francis. He calls for a couple of lead. But he gets shut down. Play on. Wasn't a tackle. Warner sends it out wide to Campbell. Usually a good user. Got options aplenty. Great work from Alaire. Had to shut that one down, and he did. Got the kick away into the middle of the ground. McInerney up against a couple. Got the handball away. Roberts, Heaney, at the back to Florent. Made him chase it, but now he works it out wide, and they'll just take a breath here, the Swans. Lloyd getting a couple of touches so far. Sends it now. McLean to Campbell at half forward. You know, he'll find a target. Just where is it? He goes for McInerney. Oh, on a dime. Nearly hit him perfectly. Wines. Got a kick away only just. And it works out okay. So Port Adelaide just have to hold on for a moment here.
Port Adelaide just look... The Swans just look better on the ground at the moment. They're actually going to the ball. They get 2 or 3 players at a time.
Oh, shut down there was Butters. Got hit hard. Zach Butters got up pretty quickly. So Georgiades going to send it inside the forward 50. Pack of players form. Radicalea couldn't mark. Melican got the kick away dribbling ball. Dangerous times. Boak. Handball through to Burton. Doesn't kick a lot of goals right, Brian Burton, but that's going to get there. Good finish there from Ryan Burton. Port Adelaide have their second and they needed that one.
My God, Port Adelaide needed that.
Well, Jake Lloyd down one end, Ryan Burton down the other. It's a good finish there from Ryan Burton, just continually tracking the footy. I'd like to look at that bump again from Rampy and Butters, because don't think it was high. It was just a late hit, but that's what they usually do.
Ooh.
Oh,
it's a throw.
They better not fucking report him for that. Mm-hmm. Not because of anything. It's because Butters was up in the air and he was falling down as... Yeah. So back in the middle we go. Sweet with the tap down. Horn Francis all on his own at the stoppage. He breaks away. Long handball towards Burgoyne. Got a nice bounce. Usually a good user inside the forward 50 looking for Rioli. Got his hands up one. Couldn't grab it on the second attempt. Sat on top and now ball up. Port Adelaide do look dangerous when they go forward, but they just can't find that marking option at the moment.
They're kicking it to Radicalea, who just is guarding space at the moment. He's done nothing in the past 5 weeks up forward, and they just keep playing him.
Sweet. Tap down. Row bottom with the clearance. High up and under ball. Burgoyne sits underneath it. Great hit there from McDonald. He took it well. Papley. Handball at the back to Warner. Does those couple of stutter steps, and the kick inside was brilliant. Hit up Haywood. He holds up for the moment. Kicks it into the centre square. It's a nice looking ball. He hits up Rampy, who's going to thump it inside the forward 50. Aaliyah gets back.
Bit obvious that one.
Bit of an obvious kick there, and Aaliyah will read that all day. Last time the Swans won, Aaliyah was in a Sydney jumper against Port Adelaide. So Port Adelaide want to go on the commentary side. Long ball. Great mark. Going up there was McCartan. So they're just going to run the perimeter here. So McInerney just hits up Papley. A little bit too far out for him to get on to where he'd rather be. He's going to have to kick this one here, Tom Papley. He's going to send it long. Aaliyah read that one pretty well. The kick didn't have enough on it, and if anything, that's probably a win for the Swans. Dribbles out of bounds. It's on 7, man. It's not on... They don't play games on 7+. Black 2-2. Umpire throws it back into play. Oh, for fuck's sake. They both hold each other. For fucking... Oh, Jesus Christ. Jordan Sweets had a good start to this one. He gets the free kick here in the back 50. Sends it long. McCartan in the prime spot. One. Should have marked it. Tap down Rioli. Handballs it inside and Burn-Jones can break away. Sends it long inside the forward 50 for Horn. Francis has too much onto it. It runs out of bounds.
He went a bit too fast there, DBJ. He just...
Oh, maybe it's a free. It's probably a free. Yeah, it's a bit of a free. It's all right. Hey, it's my team, all right? If I'm getting a little bit biased, deal with it. So back in the ruck. Grundy with the tap. He'll get a second one here. Taps it out wide for Jordan. Tracking him is Butters. Got to kick away there, Jordan. Turnover. So Wines from about 60 out. Radicalea is there. Top of the goal square with Dixon. That's where Wines is going to send it. Radicalea getting a bit of a run up here. Dixon got a hand onto it. Tap down. Burn-Jones fumbled. McInerney broke away. Actually did really well there, McInerney. And now Rampy can clear. High up and under ball. 1-on-1. Who's going to mark? Did well there, Zerk Thatcher. Brought it to ground. Now Sin. Out the back to Wines. Almost fell over. Kept his feet. Little kick right on the perimeter of the boundary line. Did it well. So Jace Burgoyne takes the mark. He's had a really good start to this one too. The Burgoynes are built for finals. Sends it long. Radicalair almost marked that one. Jordan. And now Roberts on the right boot. Doesn't use that one very often. Papley did that one well. Burgoyne will track it. Handballed through to Rosie. Snapping ball inside the forward 50. Radicalair in front. Good spoil from McCartan. Oh, you're fucking joking.
Seemed like the only way Radicalair was going to get near the ball and was from a free kick.
Fuck, I'd want to see that again. Fuck me. Oh, it's the high. Yeah, it's the arm across, yeah. It's fucking soft, but it's definitely there. So Radicalair.
First goal in 6 weeks, could it be tonight?
Was brought to the club as a defender. They've reinvented him back as a forward. He comes in, Asava. He's hooked it to the left. And it's through for a behind. So Luke Parker looks like he's gone to match up against Aliir as a defensive role almost. Just make him accountable because Aliir's had a great start to this game. So Grundy looking with the 1-2 here with Golden. Sends it out wide to his best mate in Campbell. Looking over the top to Roberts. So Sydney on the outer wing here. So Roberts probably want to go long with this kick, I would say. So he runs his full measure and sends it high and long. 3-on-3 here at the pack. Zerk Thatcher got a fist onto it. Rosie almost let it go. Bergman wrapped up by Campbell. Ball up. So the Swans lock it inside their forward 50. 3:55 still on the clock in this first quarter. Been a real tight arm wrestle. Both teams have had a little bit of momentum each way. Breaking through Papley. Left foot ball. Top of the goal square. Aliir up against Parker. Great mark from Aliir.
Beautiful. Once he got the body there, Aliir, that's all he needed to move Parker out of the way.
Did it brilliantly there, Aliir. He sends it long, though. Long ball for Roberts. Gets out the back. Ricocheted, I think, off of Dixon's knee and rolls out of bounds. So, yeah, Parker's matching up on Aliir at the moment, trying to make him accountable. Sweet with the tap. Butters couldn't get a clean kick away. Ball rolls back underneath him. It's a ball up. Aliir will just... I think Sydney, if they're going to go forward, they just have to lower their eyes a bit because Aliir's trying to set himself as the last line. Tap down from Grundy out the back. Rosie's there, though. Bouncing ball down the wing it goes. Dixon up against Melican. McCartan will track it as well, and it runs out of bounds once again. So what do you think so far? I think anyone's had more momentum? What do you think it's about an even keel?
Port started the better, but Sydney settled, and they seem to have a bit more momentum at the moment.
Grundy with the tap. Rosie, clean clearance. He's going to send it long, really long, towards Horn Francis. Hits the ground. It should be a free kick to Sydney. Dane Rampy. Horn Francis not impressed by that. Yeah, he wasn't really looking at it.
It wasn't a good kick from Rosie to...
Yeah, a couple of kicks going inside the forward 54 Horn Francis have been pretty bad so far. So now Rampy. He's going to send it long towards Heaney. Great grab. Drew's had a pretty good start on him though, but Heaney takes a good mark. The kick inside to Rowbottom. Heaney probably may get this one back. He won't. So yeah, definitely Drew's got that match up on him. Low dart down the wing and down low is McLean on his knees. Don't know if McLean want to go with an indoor ball. He may just go down the line here. Hayden McLean, not make too many mistakes. That's where he's going to go. Towards half forward, leaning up. Great kick in the end. Hits up McDonald. Campbell just getting inside the forward 50 now to be a dangerous kick. He's going to send it into the pocket. Great play there from the Swans. And Parker takes the mark in the forward pocket. Just a little bit too easy there for Port Adelaide.
Yeah, the Swans got the matchups they needed. Like that, McDonald on Logan Evans there.
And Lear didn't want to be matched up like on the lead up there.
Yeah,
he just wanted to come off.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, couldn't do that. Parker did it well.
That's exactly what the Swans have to do.
So now Luke Parker. Wasn't in the team at the start of the year. Now he's right back amongst it. He's just hooked this one across the face. And no representation for Sydney on the line. Port Adelaide, Bergman takes the grab. So Bergman just going to go across the face of goal. Port Adelaide are going to set it up on the outer side. Long ball. One-on-one is Berg. Burgoyne did it well. Just shepherded the space out the back. Handball through to Drew. He's going to get boot to ball, but Haney shuts him down. Should be rewarded. Not going to be paid. You fucking... Ooh. What are you talking about? Is this not a throw? Do you want me to umpire for you, you fuckhead? Oh, my God. Butters coming through. Now Drew with the clearance. Going back with the flight is Roberts. Wines couldn't get a mark onto it. Butters spun a full 360 through to Narkle. About to get shut down by Campbell. Got a handball away. Dixon got wrapped up by 2 Swans. Dropped the footy on the ground. Umpire said that's legal for some reason. And then it's a ball up once again.
The good old fashioned knocked out in the tackle.
For fuck's sake. No, I don't think that one was there, to be honest. Anyway. Grundy tap. Butters trying to get away. Sweet went for the kick, then just handballed forward. Dixon slapped it away. Campbell backing into some trouble. Got a handball away. Pressure. Dixon stepped through the traffic. Now Drew. Quick boot to ball. Snapping towards goal. He's left it out to the right. Great pressure there from Port Adelaide, but just couldn't capitalise on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's good to have this.
Campbell just had to go the other way. He's a left footer. He shouldn't have been trying to back into the traffic. So Nick Blakey has it here with the kick in. 45 seconds still left in this first quarter. Blakey goes on the outer side. Low ball. Zerk Thatcher in front. Should have marked it.
Oh, bullshit.
Should have marked it. Row bottom back to Goulden. He goes long with the kick. Aaliyah in the prime spot. Hits the ground. Got a bad bounce. McDonald tried to tap it. Did well there, Evans. Inside kick was really nice. Composure from the young man. Now to Burton. They're going to go with the full switch. It's a dangerous ball for Georgiades. He couldn't mark. Hit the turf. Narkle's got to go. He took the ball nicely. Let it go at the crucial stage. He's gone. That one's holding the footy. I don't know why. Heaney took the advantage. Papley inside the forward 50 will have the last say of the first quarter.
How is that advantage? For fuck's sake, that's bullshit.
Got to play the whistle.
That's not fucking play.
So Tommy Papley to have the last say of the first quarter.
What a joke.
Why is this holding the footy? Oh.
He fended him off.
Yeah, and then he let it go, kind of.
What a joke. How is that advantage? Like, look.
Yeah, that's not an advantage.
That's fucking bullshit.
So Papley, he's going to snap on goal. He's going to hold that right goal post. You know what? He's going to end the first quarter with a goal. Oh, here we go. So the Swans end the first quarter with a goal from Tom Papley.
Come on, that's from the umpires, wasn't it?
Oh, that's all right. You already got a couple in the first quarter. Oh, here we go.
It's all right. Butters is going to get another fine here.
Oh, he's got his jumper ripped off too.
What's the point of blowing the whistle? Like?
Just a confirmation that Tom Papley does have chest hair, for anyone wondering. But there we go. 9-point leaders of the Swans at quarter time. Aaliyah just pushing a couple of his old teammates away. Yeah, it's on 7, guys, if you want to watch it. All right. I'm going to go to the bathroom, so...
What?
Oh, go. That's right. I'll read the statistics and then you can get there. All right, guys. Quickly just have a look at the statistics at quarter time. Aaliyah is probably the best on ground for Port Adelaide. This one. Cool. All right, so looking at it quarter time, guys, Errol Goulden top scored on the AFL fantasy front with the 34. He's also the leading disposal getter on the ground, Errol Goulden. Horn Francis and Jace Burgoyne, both with the 7 leading disposal getters for the Power. Jace Burgoyne's been brilliant so far. And then the goal kickers, all singles, Papley, McDonald, Lloyd and Amati for the Swans, and Burton and Jace Burgoyne with 1 goal each for Port Adelaide. Alrighty. Oh, shit. You know we've already had 200 viewers in this stream? 200 viewers. Yeah. Yeah, no one cares about the McDonald's fucking Macca's shit. You know, they just rig it anyway. Alright, you hold that. I gotta go take a whiz.
Coffee.
Yeah, if you want. that's good. Oop. Caught it. That's it. Oh, sorry, put it on mute. It's alright. Yeah, again, sorry for the light, but I can't fix it. Sorry. If you become a channel member now, they will fix it. Become a channel member, guys.
We're leading as well together in this game.
So Errol Goulden has 8, and then 7 to Jason Horn-Francis and Jace Burgoyne. Yeah, and then I think it was McInerney with the 6. Hang on. Yeah, good. I'm not going to get a channel rip down. Chad Warner with 6 as well. Umpires will win. Oh, they've been pretty good both ways at the moment.
They've definitely ruled the first quarter. Some very controversial, some very shitty decisions.
Yeah, Jace Burgoyne's one that had fucking, there was nothing in that. And then that one there, that shouldn't have been advantage to Heaney.
Like, if me picks that up, that's probably, and yeah, it'd be stop there.
To be honest, he should have just dove on it.
Yeah, but then,
At that point,
happily, it means closest to the ball when he stops. It's like, of course he stops. He doesn't want, he wants to get people back.
Yeah. So here we go. The second quarter is underway. From the tap down, Sweet takes it and gets the clearance. Thank you. I'll grab it. All good. High ball towards centre half forward. Cunningham brought it to ground. Dixon got a handball away. Goulden slapped it away from him. Now Melican. Smart little kick down the wing. Couldn't mark. Free kick's going to go to McDonald. It's a good mark there for a good play there from McDonald to keep the front spot. Just works the kick inside. Wasn't the greatest option, but McInerney made it look okay. Inside the forward 50. Amati tried to guard the space. Didn't get the footy. Now Drew just gets dragged into the turf. And Heaney just gives him a little shove for good measure. A little bit of feeling in this second term. Obviously after a little bit of push and shove going into quarter time. So Drew going up against Heaney. I think Drew's done pretty well so far. But you know Heaney can just light it up in a moment.
As we saw in the qualifying final.
Oh, Heaney breaks away. Stabbing it towards goal. He's kicked it across the face. And Lear. They're going to look at this review. Watch.
I think it was... Yeah, that...
Good play there from Papley just to let Heaney run that one. So took the ball there. So that's a mark if he didn't dribble it. No, he didn't. Oh.
That's a point.
Wait, when's the...
Nah, it's a point. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not controlled until he passes the line. That's a.
But he didn't even control it. Yeah, he didn't control it until there.
Come on, it's a point. Let's get on with it.
Yeah, he's fumbled it there.
Exactly. Let's get on with it.
Oh. Why would he say it like that? Why didn't he just...
Idiot.
Why did he say
Yeah,
it
I
like
know,
that? That was very fucking
he said
confusing.
It was not controlled before the line.
Fucking hell. All he had to say was it was fumbled or the ball came in. Whatever, doesn't matter. So Burton now going to kick it long. Got a number out the back here for Bergman. Couldn't mark. He'll get the free kick though.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So Bergman runs corridor. He's going to send it long. Going back is Radicale. They have the numbers here, the power. They just have to work it out. Player goes to ground.
Yeah,
and it's a free kick against Georgiades.
Yeah, he did it. He tried to get too much body straight away, and he just, they had
Just had to leave the numbers there.
That was really poor by Port Adelaide.
Long kick. It's going to be a turnover from Rampy. Good mark from Boak. He does owe them one. He's going to run central now. He's going to send it into the pocket with an absolute tumble punt, which is going to work here for Georgiades down low.
He marked it clearly. It was a lovely kick. Well,
it wasn't a great kick, but it worked out.
But that was a lovely work by Georgiades. He gave away the free kick, but he got back straight into the game.
It's a good mark there from Georgiades down low. So good mark there from Georgiades. Yeah, that's a mark. You pay that. Tough kick. He's basically taken the role as lead key forward now, Mitch Georgiades from the old firm. But now he needs to stand up in the big moments. Tough angle. He comes in. It comes back to the post.
Damn it.
That was close too. He's missing a couple of opportunities here, Port Adelaide.
Yeah, one of the worst accuracy.
Oh, Blakey, dangerous kick on the skid. McInerney actually controlled that one pretty nicely in the end. Cunningham. And now Blakey trying to break away. Got the handball out. Grundy, Cunningham, Golden. I'm not the one with the whistle. Burgoyne.
How did Blakey get rid of that?
Oh, that's a fucking step on the mark, too.
But he didn't play him on, but he was definitely got...
Grundy got the handball away. Burgoyne sits on top of Golden. He does it pretty well. It's a ball up.
This battle's been really good, actually, this Golden-Burgoyne matchup.
Yeah. Burgoyne's definitely grown into his own this year, but definitely the last couple of weeks. Sweet tried to tap it forward, row bottom, tapped it through to Blakey, shrugged one tackle and tried to handball over the top to Golden, and he's happy just to... Oh, that's going to be a free kick against Sweet there.
He's the big guy. He just pushed him like he normally does, and just...
God, that was dirty.
Gordon made
fucking dirty.
Gordon made the most of that.
Oh. Up goes Heaney, gets out the back. Burgoyne gathered it well. Little kick inside. Really smart kick there from Burgoyne. Put it on a dime there for Mead.
They started well in both quarters.
Over the top to Drew. Now Burton can send it inside the forward 50. Dangerous looking ball. Rampy did it well and just sees that one out of bounds. Forward pocket here for the power. So both teams have a point on the scoreboard to the second term. Throws back into play. Grundy kicked it out of the midair. On the bounce. Good pick up there was McDonald. Now Lloyd kicks it high up and under here for Amati. Great grab. Just bigger there than Burgoyne. Not much he could have done. Amati wants to go. Just doesn't have an option. So he runs away. Play it on. Almost to his detriment. Then he got the kick away. Out wide to Cunningham. On the run. Doesn't kick a lot of goals. Radicale chases. Inside the forward 50. Great kick. Hits up McDonald. That's something Port Adelaide have just messed up a couple of times in this game so far when having free open space. Just the kicks inside forward 50 haven't been the greatest.
Even though he seemed a bit rushed there, Marty, that was the play. He saw that Cunningham was running along the other opposite wing, and he got the used his pace to get and the composed kick inside forward 50, which Port Adelaide have lacked so far in this game.
So Logan McDonald, he's already kicked one. It's a nice goal as well. But a chance here to give Sydney a game-high 15-point lead. And McDonald's kicked that one straight through the middle. And a great start of the second term here for Sydney. So McDonald's got two. A couple of the big guys for the Swans starting to hit the scoreboard today. Got Amati already with one as well. McDonald with two now. Port Adelaide must win. Oh, you're a Port Adelaide fan, Andy, and a Liverpool fan like you. So early stages, second term. God, the graphics on Channel 7 suck. Fucking hell. I know that exact PNG of that arrow because I use that in my fucking videos. Fucking hell.
Yeah, the tall forwards for the Swans are exploiting the defence of Port Adelaide at the moment.
So umpire bounces it down. That's the second fuck up of the night. Good on you. It's the same guy too, by the way.
Shocker. I think Jordan Sweet needs to be better with the tap work, I think.
Yeah, he's been winning the taps, but he hasn't exactly dominated where they're going. Heaney trying to break away. As we say that, Sweet wins the handball away. Roberts took the tackle. Pressure on here. Ball up. So from the tap down, Sweet won it. Rosie couldn't get boot to it. Narkle got the handball. Did it well in the end. Drew threaded it to Rosie from 50. They need one from their captain, and he's got it.
Captain's goal right there.
Good finish there from Connor Rosie. Port Adelaide back to 9 points.
Need the quick response, Port Adelaide.
Did that one really well there. The handball from
I'd
Narkle.
love to see that handball though. From Narkle.
Sneaky suspicion it was a throw there. Mm-hmm. That's what BT thinks.
But that's what Port Adelaide needed, and that's what Sweet needs to do.
There's only 4 umpires out there.
Lovely handball, lovely handball.
There's only 4 of you out there, and there's one fucking right there, you blind fuck. Dumb cunt.
Yeah, I need a bit of luck from the umpires.
Great umpiring so far in the prelim final. They picked only the true quality.
No,
and that's another fucking missed bounce.
Just chuck it up.
You've had 3 fucked up bounces in the space of 40 minutes, boys. Time to fix it up. So the umpire throws it up here. Sweet. Got the tap. Warner breaking through all on his own. He's going to give away the free kick here. Brody Grundy. It's going to go to Jordan Sweet. And Chad Warner not impressed. He was about to get on the highlight. Oh, it's actually going to go to Willem.
Free.
Oh, that should have been 50.
No, it is Sweet. Yeah.
19 free kicks in the space of a quarter and a bit.
Yeah.
Put the whistle away. Fucking hell. Oh, that's a tumble punt inside the forward 50. Even Jordan read it well. Weird kick there from Jordan Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get the game plan from Port Adelaide. I know they've got the 3 tools, but radically can't mark... Couldn't catch a call.
Melican, great kick. Oh, McDonald should have marked that. Hits the turf. Great play to get back onto it, though. And the Swans cause the turnover. Heaney threads through the handball now to Florent. Little lead-up kick was nice. He hits up McLean. He's got a couple of options, one-on-ones here inside the forward 50. He just gives off the handball to Blakey, the lizard. The kick inside forward 50 was brilliant. Great pressure from Bergman. Oh, tough. Hey, we've got a new channel member. How you doing, Shannara Lynch? Thank you for joining the channel membership.
How is that a free?
I mean, he's all over him. That's fucking soft. Oh, he got the arm. Oh, he did hit the arm. They were going to pay that. It's tough, but it's going to be paid.
Yes, it is. That should be 50.
Yeah, but that happened in the Giants game last week, and remember it was 50. And that one, it didn't happen.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I love this umpiring.
So Joel Amati, he's kick 1. He'll come in pretty straight in front. He comes in straight over the umpire's hat. And he's got his second, Joel Amati.
Pathetic.
Well, to say this prelim final's been umpired poorly is an understatement so far.
They just need to put the whistle away. Like, these are very Tik Tok, like very soft free kicks at the moment.
Yeah.
And the thing is that they won't pay them if it was 5 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
In this final, they wouldn't be paying them, but they're paying them now because there's so much time left.
Good finish there from Joel Amati. He's got 2. Obviously, last week hardly saw it until the final moments where he kicked the winner.
Someone needs to yeah, you see that.
Turnovers. That's Sydney's one wood.
Yeah, that's the stat. That's the stat right there. 14 points to 30 from turnover.
So umpire throws it, bounces it down. He actually got it right this time. McLean down straight to Heaney. Goulden, too hot there for Warner. Put on the pressure to Narkle. Jordan threaded through the handballs. A bit hot for Goulden. He tracked it down though. Florent, little kick over the top was nice. So the Swans just easing into the second term now. McDonald has it on the wing. So McDonald goes in short. Inboard now to Florence. And now Sydney trying to use the corridor. Roberts runs a full 360 and realises he has all the space in the world. So he's going to thump it long. Inside for one-on-one here is Marty. Couldn't mark Hayward. Handball over the top. Turned it over. Wines wrapped up. Got a kick away. Just bounced in front of Warner. He'll get into his move. The kick across the 50 was nice to Lloyd. He's just too far out to score here, Jake Lloyd. He's going to have to hold this one up. He's got Warner on 50. He's got Heaney in the pocket against Burgoyne. That's where he's going to put it. And Isaac Heaney, you're just going to mark that one every day.
Yeah.
Great decision there from Jake Lloyd.
Too easy. Too easy by the Swans there.
It's where Drew doesn't want to be, and he wasn't there in that stage either.
No.
So Isaac Heaney's been pretty well held so far, I'd say. He still had 9 touches, but definitely hasn't had the influence that he's had on other games so far this year. But Isaac Heaney to snap on his left. An All-Australian year from Isaac Heaney, and that kick is just exquisite. Swans by 21. And another bit of push and shove. A lot of feeling in this one. So Luke Parker involved in this little fracas as the fucking KO decides to shit itself. As it always fucking does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
KO fucking... I mean, it's good, but it's also like, fuck me. So as Isaac Heaney comes off the ground to a huge round of applause from the Sydney Swans members, that was just always going to go.
Like, you look at it.
I think it's a lot of time, a lot of teams just don't go for those kicks, especially as well. Like, they see there's a one-on-one or there's a lot of players around, Port Adelaide players, and they just don't decide to go to that kick, but it's just a good option to go to.
And the thing is, Port Adelaide... that was really poor. Like, there was so much space there, and you could always see it was going to go to Heaney on Burgoyne, so they should have seen that coming.
Umpire bounces it down. Dixon with the tap. Doesn't get the straight clearance, but he'll get it himself. Left foot ball inside the forward 50. Gets out the back for McCartan. Radicalier did it well. McCartan got the handball away. Lloyd got shut down by Boak. Bounces it back to Lloyd. Gets a little handball away. Running after it. Got a high one there was Jackson Mead. So he's going to get the free kick here, Mead, just outside the forward 50. He wants to go. Gives off a handball. Dangerous. They work it okay, though, to Boak. He's about to break away. Great pressure from Campbell. And Boak gets pushed as he kicked and out of bounds on the fall.
Why did Mead just take that on? He didn't need to.
Oh,
he just needed to put it back inside forward 50. But he wanted it. It's not a kick, especially when putting on Josh Sin, who's a left footer.
Yeah, and then they had Boak, who was wrong-footed as well. So Roberts just works his kick. Finds Blakey. They want to go on the outer side of the Swans. Long ball. Good kick in the end. Finds Ollie Florent. With the lead up. Good kick there to McDonald. Sydney just getting into their move in their second term. So McDonald with the kick inside to Roberts. So now Roberts doesn't have a lot of options, so he's just going to work it short. And he finds Cunningham. So 11 minutes still to go in this second term. Port Adelaide desperately need to shut down this kick mark game from the Swans. So he's just going to send this one long here to the 50 for McLean and Dixon. It gets at the back. Alia. That's, I think, his first touch of the quarter. Now Sin just got the kick away. Long ball. Power of the numbers here. Georgiades be a free kick to Florent. Oh, I thought it was to Rosie.
Got to do better there.
Had the numbers there, Port Adelaide, too. So Florence kicks it into the corridor, and now Blakey wants to go. The thrill goes up. Kick inside the forward 50 was a dart to Campbell, couldn't mark. Zerk Thatcher handball, dangerous times, Papley high. Ollie Wines knew he gave it away as soon as Papley leaned with his shoulder down. You knew what he was getting into.
That all came along when they looked inside to kick it to Blakey, and both Narkle and Willie Rioli just didn't want to do anything. Willie Rioli just wanted to get off on the bench. That was really...
Hasn't done much so far, Rioli.
No. It's a free every day of the week.
So Tom Papley's kicked the goal on the stroke of quarter time. He comes in now, straight in front, 25 metres out, kicks it straight through the middle, and the Swans lead by 27 points.
it was like this in the qualifying final from Port Adelaide, and they just stuck their noses up, and they're like, we've already lost this. So it'll be interesting what their response is now, because they have to respond, or this is already over.
Yeah, I mean, it's not over yet. Like, there's still so much time left in this game. Port Adelaide can score, but they need to shut down Sydney's ball movement really quick, because Sydney are just kicking straight through them. Tommy Papley loved that goal. Loves the celebration, Tommy Papley. So Nick Blake, he already had 11 touches in this game. He's been brilliant off that half-back line. So bounce down again. Grundy straight to Warner. Tried to get a kick away. Did good pressure there from Rosie. Great little stiff arm there from Horne-Francis. Handball through to Rosie, who broke away. Did it nicely there. And now he breaks away. Needs to lead from the front. He kicked the goal already in this quarter. He's going to send it long towards Radicalea. Great mark from Blakey again. He's been good so far.
They've got to put some defensive pressure on here. Like, really just let him mark that.
So Cunningham, low dart down the wing. Took that one down low. Good mark from McDonald. Port Adelaide desperately need to stop this kick mark game from the Swans. They're just kicking through them. Death by 1,000 cuts at the moment. Hayward leads up, takes a good grab. Been a bit quiet so far. Low kick. McInerney paid the mark. McInerney in short to Goulden. They went about 14 metres.
There's no
Port Adelaide fans unimpressed as Goulden kicks it inside the forward 50. Down low, McLean.
It doesn't matter if that was 15 for that kick to Goulden. That was as a training drill, that was. That was a training drill.
Just so much space inside the forward 50.
Like, this is really poor by Port Adelaide, and it's signs of the qualifying final, to be honest.
So Hayden McLean, probably the one tall forward who really hasn't kicked a lot of goals this year. He's averaged just over a goal a game. But he does bring that extra factor of being that second ruck. But now in front of goal, 45-degree angle, comes in, and that will just fade back really nice. Swans lead by 33. What do Port Adelaide need to do right now to get him back in the game?
They've got to put someone on Nick Blakey at the moment, and they've got to be up front like they were in the first 10 minutes of this game. Some pressure on the ball carrier.
The fact that Sydney have just continually to mark kick throughout this whole quarter, and that's their game. Kick mark, because that's their lethal kicks.
And I don't know if Port Adelaide have a spare at the spare, but they need to put one back.
Would you just sub out Radicalea now and put Francis Evans on the field?
I would consider it, because they're not doing anything at the moment.
Mickey O in the box there, like that one there for Sydney. 33 points. Port Adelaide need a lift. Horne-Francis is the player who will do that. He'll get the free kick here. He's not happy with Horne-Francis.
He didn't like the treatment there by Rowbottom.
Always flies the flag for the power. The kick out wide. Wasn't the greatest kick. Narco has to track it down. Fumbled. Did well to track it in the end. Former Geelong player now. Sends it long inside the forward 50. Rioli went up. Almost grabbed it in the end. Running back towards it. Cunningham almost fell into his back. Tapped out for Wines. He's going to send it long. Wide ball. Who's going to get there? Held a little bit there, Melican, but it goes through for a behind. $32 points. Florence sends it long down the wing. One-on-one. Amati against Evans. He actually did that one pretty well there, Evans. Rowbottom held up. Somehow got out of that tackle. Long handball. Horne-Francis tried to take the footy. Pushing around. Did it really well there, Horne-Francis. Had to get that football. And did it well. Always flying the flag for the power. 7 minutes still to go in this second term. Tap down from Grundy. Horne-Francis trying to get it out of there. Rowbottom holds up Ollie Wines, trying to get it out of there. Umpire circles, there's another ball up. Flow prods, power outage, boys. You mean in the game or out in this house? Because fucking it's not very bright in here, eh? Horn Francis trying to break away, got the kick. Wide ball. Is it going to stay in bounds? Just, and they'll get away with
No,
that.
they can't be paying that.
Oh, yeah, no. No way. So about 65 out from Port Adelaide's goal. Both were holding play on. What? That's a throw. Oh, come on. Dude. It's going to bounce all the way to the top of the goal square. Lloyd gets there first. Weird option there, Jake Lloyd. Usually a good decision maker. So it's going to be Rioli or is it going to be Mead?
It should be Mead.
It's going to be Mead. So Jackson Mead, it's a really tough angle, but Port Adelaide desperately need this one. Probably been their best young player this year, Jackson Mead. Up there, probably second best with Jace Burgoyne. But he snaps on goal. They desperately need it. Didn't hit it very well. Spoiled away, and it's out of bounds in the outer forward pocket.
Probably the best result for Port Adelaide there.
So looking for Rioli at this stoppage. Burgoyne as well, dangerous. Rosie, Butters. A lot of options can run through this stoppage. Even Dixon maybe in the ruck if he wants to get in there, or Jordan Sweet. Throws it in. Grundy gets their first tap down towards Lloyd. Wines will track him. Lloyd wrapped up. Umpire calls for a ball. Oh! Genuine attempt, cunt!
Seems like the only way Port Adelaide were going to get a decent shot here, and
Fuck
but
me.
Jesus.
The consistency is just amazing.
Yes.
Fuck.
25 free kicks already in this game. It's not even half time.
It was 19 about 15 minutes ago, so at least they've slowed it down a little. So Ollie Wines, really tough kick. He's been great this year. He's going to set up to the top of the goal square. Huge pack of players. Dixon's there. Melican got this tap down. Radicale got boots a ball. Blakey, handball at the back to Campbell. And Campbell going to send it long. Just a lot of numbers here for Port. Rosie get the free. Wines will take the advantage inside the forward 50 and Burgoyne again. Well, he's probably been Port Adelaide's best so far, Jace Burgoyne, but Rosie's standing up as well. So they've had a couple of shots on goal here, Port, just haven't been able to kick a goal. He's rushing himself. I don't know why.
It seems like he's going to set this up.
He's going to go run in quickly at Jace Burgoyne, setting it up to the top of the goal square once again. Huge pack of players formed. Dixon got hands to it, should have grabbed it. Sweet goes in. Melican threaded through the handball. McInerney got the kick away on the bounce to McLean. Good pick up. Kept it inside. Oh, like a rover. McLean did it well, and then it came off his knee. Please. Yes, it did. It's a weird, play for Port Adelaide. They keep on chipping it to the top of the goal square.
It's the same game style for this entire game. They've just bombed it long.
The one thing and the thing is they're getting hands to it. They're just not marking them.
Yeah.
Grundy got the boots of ball, stopped by Narkle, tapped it out to Butters. He got into his spin, handball out the back, terrible bounce for Burton, and then went to the turf. Heaney kept it in front of him. McLean, he just ducks back inside. He looks hot tonight. Campbell fumbled at the crucial stage. Zirk Thatcher dropped it. Umpire circled, nothing doing. Row bottom, step through. Away he goes. Kick forward here to Papley as he's yelling back angry at row bottom. He was not impressed by Chase row bottom. Abuse as running forward. He should have handballed it though. I agree with him, but Sydney get it forward.
Yeah, he should have given the handball there.
Yes, he does. Oh, I love that. 4:22 left in this second quarter. Grundy with the tap down. Papley looks dangerous. Wines got there. Sweet with the clearance. High up and under ball. Florent going back with the fly. Great mark from McCartan. So McCartan going right back to set this one up. Goes right back to Bakey. Last line for him. Defensive side of the centre square. Low ball. Didn't mark that one there. Florent had to get a handball at the back for Melican. The Swans. Great tackle there from Georgiades. Roberts just... no awareness, and now Port Adelaide can make them pay on the counter. Mead in short. Holds it up.
No one forward.
Rioli on 50. Probably too dangerous, that kick. Great play there from the Swans just to lock that up there so they couldn't go quickly. Narkle. Wide ball now for Butters. He'll want to wheel and go. Sends it inside the forward 50. Just had too much on it there for Georgiades. Melican did it well. Jordan overran it. Heaney, little soccer out towards Goulden. Mead did it well there, Goulden. And now Robon with the clearing ball. Very wide on the bounce. Got a very nice bounce there was McLean. awkward decision there, and then Jordan just taken out. And Butters, I think, put a little bit extra on that tackle.
Just no forward structure there.
They got a good turnover too, and they should have had someone.
They should have had someone. Yeah, it just Sydney was really good defensively there.
So 3:14 still left in this second term. Sweet and Grundy. Grundy taps it. Looks like it'll be a hold free kick. It's either going to go to Butters or Jordan. No, it's a free kick to Jason or Francis. No, I didn't see it. A push. Okay. About 3 doctors have run onto the field here as Port Adelaide have the mark. Travis Boak has it. So Boak, you want to send this one long again? They're going to go. Lower ball though. Blakey's there. So is Dixon. Fist out. Burgoyne. Handball over the top towards Rioli. Pressure time. Always dangerous. Willie Rioli and Port Adelaide get a desperate one. Well, they needed that one, the power.
They needed that for all money. That was... But it's still not the game or the way to go, I don't think. They can't expect that to be their avenue for the rest of this game.
Interesting to see how they go forward in the second half, because that long bomb is just not working.
Doesn't matter if you have all the tall forwards in the world. If they can't mark it, it means nothing.
So what? Oh! So it's a push on the player.
I think it's Roy Bottom that pushed him into the contest.
Yeah, he must have lost his feet. Just let him get on that right foot. Did it well there, Willie Rioli. They desperately needed that goal there, the power. 2:43 still left in the first half. Interesting to see if actually Jason or France will have to come off here. Looks like he's not at the stoppage. From the tap down, Heaney trying to go after it with Sweet. Butters going back against the grain. Handball did it well. And now Drew will get the clearance forward. High ball up and under. Swans have the numbers here with Melican.
They've got to think about how, that was a terrible kick on side forward 50 by Willem Drew. Like, he pretty much kicked it to the leading mark of Melican. Good mark there by Heaney. Let's go. Let's hurry him up.
So Isaac Heaney takes a good mark there on Burgoyne. They're definitely targeting the Swans mids when in the air, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Up against like the likes of Burgoyne and that dangerous kick. Turned it over. Good play there from Burton. As I say that, they kick it to Goulden and Burton cuts it off. So now Burton sends it towards the 50. Dixon played for the free. Ball in. Port Adelaide fans are either saying it's a free kick or telling Charlie to hold himself up a bit.
Bit of both.
Minute 50 left in this first half. Swans have won this second quarter. They break out to a 32-point lead. Port Adelaide did get the last goal to break back to within 26. Grundy tapped down. Drew tapped it over the top towards Butters, who socketed it off the turf. High ball, and it's out of bounds on the full. Doctor coming onto the ground here. Whoop. Oh.
He's trying to get
he's trying to get Jason on front. No. Just...
Yeah, I don't know.
That was weird. You're not allowed to do that. Or maybe he's just trying to get out of the way. I don't know. Grundy, Goulden, did it well. Warner just spun himself into a bit of trouble. Now Goulden clearing ball forward, and they somehow find McInerney. He's looked good in this first half, Justin McInerney. Gets the handball over the top to Chad Warner, and off he goes. Bounces, running inside. He'll want to go long with the kick. Low ball. Out the back is Papley. Oh. Danger sign to Lear. Oh, he's all just got rid of the handball. Bergman. And they live to see another day there, the power. They did it well in the end, and now they can go on the counter late. Rosie, inside kick, crack cut off by Rampy. Pressure, Rosie goes back and then lets it go. Jordan couldn't gather. Drew did it well. Rosie, clearing ball, turned it over. And Goulden marks. 56 seconds. Will the Swans want to go here? So Goulden just inside the centre square here. Went to run inside, then realised that's not a right option, then run another way. Then dangerous. Roberts just threw it on the boot. High up and under ball. Numbers here with Port Adelaide. Rosie couldn't mark, hit the ground, and now the power can go on the counter. Rioli, the inside kick, the look-away kick was nice to Butters. He wants to give off the handball to Boak. Late chance here for the power. High ball. Who can get there? Horn Francis. Couldn't mark. Roberts got the clearing ball. Dangerous kick and turned it over to Rioli. It's a long kick for Rioli. John Longmire is furious, as you would expect.
That was a horrible passage to play from both teams, to be honest.
I think he just wanted Gordon to go long.
Yes, and that's what Gordon should have done.
So Rioli, been pretty quiet so far.
He just kicked there.
He did kick the last goal. We got opportunistic opportunity for him. And now was the reason why they even got it forward, Willie Rioli. But right now it's a long kick. He'll be outside 50. Kicks it long. It's fading back. It's touched on the line. Just couldn't get it there, Rioli. Good effort, though. But that is the half-time break. So the Sydney Swans lead it by 25 points. Sydney 9-1-55 to Port Adelaide 4-6-30. All right, guys, we'll be back in about 20 minutes with the second half. Let's move on. Let's get to the tips, the breakdown for the massive prelim finals coming up. Swans v Port Adelaide, Friday night. Geelong v Brisbane, Saturday evening. All right, we'll start with Swans versus Port Adelaide. Now, we're going to do it how we did it similar to the last couple of weeks. We're going to be talking about some questions, some matchups, and then we're going to get into the tip. So, Sydney v Port Adelaide, we'll start off first. I think there's a couple of big questions going into this game. The first one, I think the big one is, can the Swans break an 8-year drought against Port Adelaide? If you don't know, the Swans, the last time they beat the Power was 8 years ago. 2016, the last time the Swans, well, not the last time the Swans made a grand final, but the last time was 2016. Aliir still played at the Swans. Isaac Heaney was, I think, in his second year or his first year. A lot of huge changes since then. But the Swans have played Port Adelaide once a year since then, haven't beaten them. They've only played Port Adelaide at the SCG once since then. That was the Ollie Florent missed goal that everyone celebrated, including myself, who thought that was going through. Didn't go through. Another talking point as well is Port Adelaide. Can they bring that immense pressure that they brought against the Hawks again? Because obviously against the Cats, they were woeful. They stood up for Ken. They did it against Hawthorn. Can they bring that back? Interesting call. Also, I think this is a pretty big one. Can the Swans get their tall forwards involved? Because I think the first final that they played against the Giants, they were pretty unseen. And of course, I mean, everyone sees the Amati goal, but if you didn't watch the game, Amati was unsighted for 3 quarters. Well, 4 quarters, really. He only had that one moment. But with that goal, he won the game for them. So the likes of Logan McDonald, who's had a pretty poor couple of weeks. Hayden McLean, he's been good when he's played in the ruck at times, but he's also got to start getting in between the arcs and taking contested marks, and that's something that he hasn't been doing at times. So he needs to get more involved in that. The two big talking points on the selection front. On the Sydney side, who comes in for Callum Mills? At the moment, it's likely between Fox and Adams. I think that's a pretty safe bet to say. My head and my heart as a Swans fan, I'm sorry to Taylor Adams, but Robbie Fox, I think, has to come in here. I think, personally, Fox, he's the one call here. I think he could start as sub, which releases Campbell into the main 22. We obviously saw Braden Campbell had a great qualifying final when he came on as the sub. He was playing with a bit of an injury as well, so I think that he'll be fine with the week off, coming back into the team. And I think that he plays a good role. Robbie Fox offers the sub, but also is a lot more versatile. Fox could play up forward. He could play down back. He could almost play as a tagging role. I wouldn't mind him actually playing on Jason Horne-Francis at times if he came on and had to make that sort of play. So I think Fox has a lot more versatility. The only way I see Taylor Adams coming into the team is if the likes of maybe a Justin McInerney takes the subs vest, because I can't see Taylor Adams doing that. I don't think that's a good call at all. The one thing that Taylor Adams does have on his side is the fact that he has had some pretty good performances in finals before. He's a very older body, so I think I can help him as well in a team that Sydney, their midfielders, other than maybe James Rowbottom, they're not really tough midfielders. And in big finals, that's obviously a real weapon to have. We obviously saw a couple of years ago with the Cats up against Sydney in that grand final. The main reason why the Cats dominated early and then eventually dominated the whole game was the bigger body midfielders of the Cats, like Selwood, Dangerfield, Guthrie. They just outmuscled all the Sydney midfielders. So that is the one reason why Taylor Adams would come in. I think for the prelim, though, for the versatility, I would personally pick Robbie Fox. Now, the only other one I could see potentially coming in is Caden Cleary, but I feel like after that first final, I don't think he's going to come in now, which is a little bit unfortunate for the young guy, but I'm sure he'll get more opportunities going forward. Now, on the selection side for Port Adelaide, I think there's only one here. I think it is with Todd Marshall going out, does Dixon come straight back in? Because Dixon was obviously a laid out in the semi-final against Hawthorn. He had a very poor qualifying final, but so did most Port Adelaide players, let's be honest. So Marshall did come in, went out with concussion. Dixon, does he come back in? He doesn't have a lot of form behind him. The reason why I actually think Dixon should be a straight swap for him, and I don't know what my brother thinks about this, but I think he should come straight back in because Sydney's tall defenders are quite short. McCartan obviously is the tallest, but Melican and Rampy, if the other two options here, I think Port Adelaide should try and stretch them. Sydney have had troubles in the past to get to big, muscly forwards. Think of Tom Hawkins. Jesse Hogan even last week had some good moments. He just kind of tapered off in the second half. But I think that Dixon comes in, and I think he has a real big impact here. So I'm actually saying that Port Adelaide should bring Dixon in and then straight for Marshall. Now, the only other option is probably a small forward, maybe a McEntee. But I just feel like Port Adelaide should really try and stretch the Swans, in my opinion. Now, looking at a couple of matchups through this game, Jordan is obviously the tagger for the Swans. I think he probably goes to Zach Butters. I think that's the best call here. I don't even know who he went to when Sydney last played them. Obviously, if you don't know, the Swans got smashed by 112 points against Port Adelaide. That game, it's kind of a blur at this point. I don't really remember most about it, or even where James Jordan even played in that game. I know he played, but I don't even know who he tagged. I think he goes to Zach Butters here and tries to take him down. In my opinion, looking at Jason Horne-Francis, one of the more important players for Port, I think James Rowbottom takes him at the stoppage, and then I think when he goes up forward, Rampy will take him. I think that's the best call. Looking at on Port Adelaide's side, I think Willem Drew likely goes to Isaac Heaney. Heaney, if that is the case, there is some times this year where Isaac Heaney has been tagged at stoppage and has been shut out of games. And I think what the Swans learned from those sort of stuff throughout the year is to chuck Heaney forward. And I think that's what really worked against the Giants. He was kind of not struggling, but he didn't have a very good first two quarters against GWS. Tom Green at the stoppage kind of had him. And what he did was he started to get forward. And Isaac Heaney is such a hard matchup to go on. And I really don't think Port Adelaide have the matchup for Isaac Heaney if he goes forward. You would think Aaliyah, Zerk Thatcher. I just think that Heaney's too crafty for them. Especially if the ball hits the ground. So I really don't see a option for it. Probably a Miles Bergman would be my best bet. But even then, if the Swans have McLean, Amati, and then also McDonald, those three are already going to be taken. So that means at that point that maybe a Logan Evans would have to stand next to him. And I don't think Logan Evans could take a Heaney. I don't think that's really going to work. So that's where I would see it on that sort of front. If Heaney does get held up by Drew, he has to get forward. Now, Georgiades, I think he's the most damaging Port Adelaide tall forward for the whole year. I think Melican gets this job. I think that Melican can meet him in the one-on-one, so I think he'll have him. I think he's a little bit quicker than McCartan, so I think that's where that's going to be better held there. That's where I'm kind of looking for it. And I actually think the ruck battle here is brilliant too. Jordan Sweet, what a game he had against Hawthorn last week against Lloyd Meek. Now, Meek played really well as well, but Jordan Sweet, what a couple of months he's had. He was basically, at the start of the year, he was with Ivan Soldo trying to get for that battle. And now he's jumped over Ivan Soldo. And then Vizentini's done that too. And Jordan Sweet has been a revelation for Port Adelaide the last couple of weeks, especially when they've hit their form. So I think this is a massive matchup. He's got to go up against the big Brodie Grundy, who's had a week off as well. This is going to be a great matchup. But what I think the most important matchup is, probably something that a lot of people wouldn't have thought about, is I think Rioli's matchup. He had a massive game against Hawthorn last week, was close to getting votes in this game for me, for the Boundary Riders finals votes. I think Cunningham will take this job. He's done really well on small forwards this year. I think he's been very underrated, Harry Cunningham. Obviously took Brett Daniels in that first final, kept him silent. And Cunningham will take Rioli in this game. Now, Port Adelaide have struggled at times to find goals through their small forwards. I think Cunningham takes the most dangerous here, has to take Rioli out of this game somehow. And I think that he did really well last week, Rioli, against Hawthorn. He had Blake Hardwick, who's another really good small defender, and he did really well. He had 15 touches, about 8 score involvements, kicked 2 goals, Rioli. He was brilliant. One of the big reasons why Port Adelaide won that game, and it was really good with his pressure. So that's where I'm kind of thinking with Cunningham going to him. But let's get to the tips. My brother, he has gone Sydney. I have gone Sydney as well. Now, he's gone by 27 points for the Swans. I think this is going to be a very close game. I'm not tipping him that high. I think Port Adelaide will play really well here. I think this is going to be a great game. I don't see this being a walkover for Sydney. I don't even think it's going to be a walkover for Port Adelaide, even though they've had a very good record over the Swans. The reason why I think Sydney are going to win this game is because I think with the week off, they had a really good rest after that Giants game. I think Port Adelaide had a tough game against Hawthorn last week. I think that's why they were so good to come off that game against Geelong, because they did not perform well against Geelong. It was basically a training drill for the Geelong in that second half. So I think Port Adelaide, it was a lot easier for them to respond, because similar to looking at it like the Giants and how they responded against Brisbane, they were there for 3 quarters, but because they put so much effort into that qualifying final, they tired in that last quarter, and it was that gave the Lions the license to then get back into the game. Port Adelaide, I think, had a lot more energy in them for that Hawthorn game. It was a tough game against Hawthorn, though. Can they back it up? I think players like McInerney for the Swans had a really poor qualifying final. He is so important to Sydney. If you guys don't remember at the start of the year, he was amazing for the Swans as that wingman, half forward. So he brings that lot of pressure. He's a real barometer for the Swans. He was the one who was subbed out. So he may actually start as the sub this week. I don't know if he will, but McInerney, I think, is a real big... I think that's a real good thing that he got another rest. Braden Campbell as well, obviously of the injury. I think Sydney definitely will be okay with the week off. And the one thing, like I said, is can the Power back this up 2 weeks in a row? Having a tough game. They're going to have a tough game against Sydney. Sydney, that was a real... Look, I don't want to say it was a real mulligan, that game against the Power earlier in the year, a couple of months ago. But I can't see Sydney coming out and playing that poorly again. The one thing me and my brother have said, obviously he's a Port fan, I'm Sydney. At the very least, one of us will be in the grand final. That's a good sign. I don't know how we would react if we were both in it. But anyway, let's move on. Talk about Geelong versus Brisbane. Massive game between these two sides. Interestingly enough, Geelong went in as heavy underdogs against the Power. They're in the prelim. Brisbane Lions went in as heavy underdogs against the Giants. They're into the prelim. So both of these teams probably weren't expected to be at this point, probably playing against each other. I don't think many people would have seen this coming. But questions talking about this game. First of all, do the Cats recall Guthrie and Hawkins? It doesn't look like they will. So it looks like they're going to go with a lot more of a younger lineup. The Cats' ruck call is a very interesting one. Who do they pick out of Stanley or De Koning? Now, De Koning was an emergency against Port Adelaide, while Stanley played in that game and played pretty well. But again, it was against Port, very poor game. I would honestly go with De Koning. I think he's a lot more versatile. But Stanley, they may go with a little bit of experience. On the Lions side, do the Lions have an answer for Tom Stewart? I think that's a very interesting one. I think maybe a Kai Lohmann goes and plays on him as that sort of sign. I think that may be the option. The Lions, they need to find another avenue to goal, because I feel like the main reason why they got into that game against the Giants wasn't really a lot of structure and a lot of skill. It was the fact that they put this game into chaos. And that may be a way they can beat Geelong, because they put this game into chaos, they got the ball moving. The one problem the Lions were having as well was the fact that they continued to bomb long. They can't do that against the Cats, because if they bomb long against the Cats, they are going to be losing this by 40, 50 points. They need to find short little lead-ups, one-on-ones. That's the way they're going to beat the Cats. That's a big talking point on this game for the Lions. And looking at the matchups in this game, Harris Andrews, I think he has to go to Jeremy Cameron. They were very lucky last week that Jackson Payne didn't cost them this one against Jesse Hogan, because Hogan was massive and almost took this game away from the Lions. I think they have to go with Harris Andrews on him and just hope for the best. At this point, maybe bring in another taller defender, whether it is Dara Joyce, and then play Jackson Payne as well. They have to shut down Jeremy Cameron here. If he kicks 4 or 5 plus goals, they won't get away with it, because the Giants let them off the hook. They won't get that lucky 2 weeks in a row. I think it's a massive matchup. Probably the most important one is Starskovic up against Stengel. I think that Stengel's probably the most traditional small forward. I don't think he won't like playing against Brian Myers or Brad Close, Starskovic. I think Stengel plays closest to goal, so I think Starskovic takes that role. He was brilliant against Toby Green last week, so I think he takes that role as well. I think this is a very interesting one, because obviously small forwards are very prominent to kicking goals in finals, a lot more than taller forwards. So I think this is probably the most important matchup of this game. If Starskovic can keep Stengel quiet, I think it will go a long way to the Lions potentially causing an upset. If Stengel gets off the hook, kicks 3 or 4 goals, Geelong will be in the granny. Another one as well, this one in the midfield, Dunkley up against Dangerfield at stoppage. I think that's pretty fair enough. Both of them will run off it. I think it's a very interesting game for Dunkley, though. I think he might have to be a pretty close checker on Dangerfield, because if Dangerfield plays well here, I think the Cats pretty much go on to the grand final. I think the main way to beat the Cats is to stop Dangerfield in big finals, so we'll see how that goes. Do the Cats have to find an answer for Zorko? Because last week against the Giants, they had James Peatling. Peatling did a really good job on Zorko in the first half. But then Zorko started to get into the game, and when he did, the Lions got right back into it. So I think the Cats' best way to stop Dane Zorko is to chuck a dangerous small forward on him. My best option here is Brad Close. I think that's the best way to stop it. Or maybe chuck Ollie Dempsey onto him. You either give him Ollie Dempsey and you give him a fast runner, and because Zorko won't keep up with the pace, or you give him Brad Close because Brad Close is easier to kick goals. But I don't know if that will be the option though, because I feel like a Ryan Lester will go to him. So maybe a Brian Myers as well. I feel like that's your option there for Geelong. And on the other side, how do the Lions have to stop Max Holmes? Because he was brilliant against Port Adelaide. They chucked him through the guts. They didn't really keep him on that wing. He played brilliantly. He brought that extra vein of pace that the Cats have desperately needed for a long time. So Max Holmes is also hungry. He missed out on the grand final in 2022, so he'll be hungry to get back onto that grand final stage and hopefully doesn't pull a hamstring again. I'm really unsure as the Lions have a matchup for him here, because if you look at their midfield, the only one I can think of is Will Ashcroft, and obviously Will Ashcroft won't tag you, I'm not saying that, but have him as like a play at stoppage and then run off him, because Ashcroft is the one change of pace in that midfield core. You think of McCluggage, he's probably that faster one, but I still think he's a lot more in the guts, maybe more wing, but that Dunkley obviously in the guts, Neal's in the guts, he's not going to defend. So I think, and I'm not saying Will Ashcroft has to defend here, but we saw how good he was against the Giants. He changed the game. So if he plays on Max Holmes, keeps him accountable at times, Will Ashcroft, I think that's the only matchup at stoppage that could get the Cats thinking twice about it, because he had free reign against the power, Max Holmes. So that's the only other matchup I think is going to be looked at. But I think this is the game that could be a bit of a blowout. This is unfortunate. I'm sorry to the Lions fans. I'm picking the Cats. I think they're going to win this one pretty comfortably. I can't see a world where they have any sort of chance here, the Lions. My brother's actually said the Cats could win this will only win this one by 16 points. So he's thinking this one's going to be closer than the other game. I think the Cats are going to win this one pretty comfortably. Now, I think the best way to beat the Cats is through chaos and speed. And I just don't think the Lions are known for that. They're a lot more for their methodical football, short kicking, getting it up the field, and then poking through and then bombing long and then hoping for the best. The Lions, just the last couple of weeks, they had a really easy game against Carlton, obviously, and they looked brilliant. But I don't see a world where the Cats, they are one of the best structured teams in the comp, one of the best coached teams in the comp. I can't see a world where the Lions can pick through them the way they did against the Giants in that second half. So that's where I'm kind of looking at it as well. The only way I can see the Lions winning this one as well is keeping the Cats small forwards under wraps. I can't see a world where that happens. I think I feel like they have Ryan Lester and Starskovic, but the Cats have 3 or even 4 smaller forwards that can get off the chain here. That's where I'm kind of looking at that. If they can shut down Stengel, they can shut down maybe one more like a Brad Close. Then they've got Myers, they've got Ollie Dempsey. I just think the Cats have too many avenues to goal here. But looking at it, that's where I'm seeing it. Both me and my brother are picking Sydney Geelong Grand Final for 2024. That's our tips for this one. Make sure to let us know down below who you think is going to be making the Grand Final this year, guys. All right, we're back for the second half, guys. Starting to move back into position. Little McAvaney for the win. Cheers, man. It's pretty disappointing that McAvaney's back, but he's not commentating, but still. So 25 points at halftime. Port Adelaide, a lot to do in the second half if they want to keep their season alive. Swans did brilliantly in that second term, but Port Adelaide did finish with the last goal of it. Come on, Port, they need to win. How you doing, Jazz? I did like the Parker move to Aaliyah in that second half of the first quarter as well.
Yeah, I think the Swans had to do that. He just was going to dominate. You just could see it.
So Jason Horne-Francis has gone full forward now, or going to the forward line. So interesting to see that move. They just need to change their way they're going forward, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So here we go. Second half, SCG. Swans lead it by 25 points. Port Adelaide with a lot of work to do. Swans, both teams, all to play for. Here we go. Sweet with the first tap. Heaney let it go. Drew tried to tap it forward, couldn't do so. Florent held a little. Sweet fell into the back of Florent. Umpire standing right there, but just a fucking idiot. That's good, man. So Drew, little tussle there with Heaney. I think Drew's done well so far, but Heaney has kicked the goal. Grundy just thumps it forward a good 25 metres. Ricocheted off of Jones and then slapped forward by the Swans. Working through Zerk Thatcher. Let it go, and he's gone.
That was hardly a tackle.
Amadi gives it off to Chad Warner. Chad! Oh, bang! Sorry. It was always the Chad.
Pathetic.
Bombs from outside 50, and the Swans lead it by 31 points.
They're on mute.
No, it's the other mic. That's that one.
Not how Port Adelaide wanted to start, and it's amazing how much space he got into right there.
No, you're right, Hookster. I agree. It is. I mean, it's only one scoring shot difference after that goal, but Port Adelaide have wasted opportunities, and the way they're going forward isn't going to work. So here's Zerk Thatcher. You want to call that again? That wasn't holding the footy. At the very least, it's a throw.
It's kind of that half to straight away. How is no one even close to Chad Warner?
So good finish there from Warner. Swans lead 31 points. Port Adelaide desperately need the next one. Warner tried to slap it forward. Rowbottom tracked it down brilliantly. Handballed through the traffic to find Florent Golden on the left boot towards the wing for McDonald. Bergman did it well. McDonald locked up. Ball up. So just in front of the interchange gates here. Grundy handled out the back there at right bottom as PT just throws some shade on the NRL. Amadi went up, couldn't mark. McDonald, good smother there from the Port defender. I think it was Zerk Thatcher. McInerney taken high. Free kick.
Shit.
Zerk Thatcher had a couple of bad moments in the last few minutes. McInerney been good tonight. He's going to send it long. Top of the goal square. 2-on-2. Amadi's there. So is Parker. Neither good mark. Burton trying to slap it towards the points. Dan, it's okay. Did you think for a minute, maybe?
Yeah, I thought so.
Because he did tap it first when it was out of the goal square. I mean, it would have been a bad call, I believe. But yeah, doesn't mean anything in this game. Baranari, hey guys, wow, I forgot you and your brother are fans of either side in this major game. Yeah, we've both said at the end of the game though, at least one of us will be in the grand final. Dangerous kick there from Burton, finds Bergman, handballed through to Lockie Jones. So they're going to go through the middle here, Port Adelaide. They just have to go now. Long kick to the one-on-one. Rioli against Cunningham, trying to protect space. There was Rioli. Radically a good tackle on McCartan, and it gets out of bounds.
That's what the big boys have to do at the moment. They need to bring the pressure up forward because there's been not a lot of forward pressure from Port Adelaide.
To be fair though, the ball's just been going up in the air. Yeah, I mean it's not been locked in enough. So Grundy got the hit out. Drew did nicely to Wines from 50, runs a bit of an arc, sends it long, and it's hooked to the right left hand side. Yeah, I've liked Luke Parker's game. There won't be a lot on the stat sheet, but he's doing really well to just quell Aaliyah. So Port Adelaide working it through hands. Rosie to Boak. The check side kick. Didn't have enough on it.
No idea what he's doing there, Boke. He had time to settle and go straight on. I don't know why he's done that.
So Blakey kicks outside the defensive 50. Nice find to Warner. Got a couple of runners either side. Man on the mark's told not to stand. That's okay. So Warner takes his full time. Oh, he wants to bite off something. Walks around Georgiades. Dangerous kick. Looking for Heaney. Takes the mark. Sydney just working it through a little bit too easily at the moment. Burton backs up off the mark. Now he's telling him to stand. It's either a stand or you... Fucking hell. It's 50 or stand. So he gives it out wide to Blakey. He'll run an arc. Sends it low inside the forward 50 for the lead up of Papley. Good spoil from Jones. Lands to the hands of Amati. Snapping it to the top of the goal square. Lloyd did well against Boak. Hits the ground. Two veterans up against each other. Lloyd did it well. Rowbottom stepped past Sweet. Back to Lloyd. They work it okay. Parker wrapped up. Got a handball out. Tommy Papley. Good smother from Boak. Good scrambling defense here from the power. Lloyd tapped it to himself. Papley tried to go off the ground. Jones took the contact. Did it well there, Port. And now Aaliyah can clear. Left foot kick. Couldn't mark it there. Burn Jones down low. McCartan trying to break away. Good pressure. Dropped that footy. Didn't get the free kick. What the fuck's the umpire looking at? Now Rosie. Low ball. Did it well. Through the eye of a needle, he found Burn Jones. Sends it long for Georgiades. Just had too much on it. But it may work out for Dixon. Grabbed up by Melican. Did it well. Just a little bit too slow there, Dixon. Been off the pace tonight. Long kick. Looking for Grundy. And it runs out of bounds on the fall. Just been off the pace, Dixon. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the one subbed out.
He started well, Dixon, but then he's been a bit fatigued.
Short kick now. Travis Boak has it. Back to Dolly Wines. He's going to send it long. 2-on-1. Rampy gets there. Thumps that one back into the third row.
Yeah, it's not...
Sydney's defence has done a lot better than what they did last game against the Giants, though. There's a lot of mistakes made by the Sydney players in that game.
I think Port have to take the punt now and sub out one of the tools.
Yeah, it's either Radicalea or Dixon at this stage. Wines at the stoppage. Got his hands free, then let it go.
Dangerous tackle.
Play on. You don't believe that in your heart of hearts. Boak from 45. Sends it long. Top of the goal square. 1-on-1 is Dixon. Both players go to ground. And it rolls through for a behind. How you doing, Aaliyah? Is so preppy. Another behind for Port Adelaide. Yeah. Same amount of scoring shots in this game, but the scoreboard reads 30 points the margin. So Nick Blakey to take the kick in. Sends it down the middle. Dangerous kick, but it's to Isaac Heaney. Just had a bit too much on it there. Tap to the ground. Bergman. Wrapped up by Rowbottom. Not going to get over James. Rowbottom tackle. It was actually a good option. Just had too much on it there for Isaac Heaney. Because they've done that a few times tonight, trying to spot him up against the midfielder.
Wow.
So it's Heaney up against Sweet. Oh. Yes, that was pretty much carbon. That was just written on the script there, just getting shoved in the chest. But now McLean becomes Rover. Gives it off to Warner. He takes a bounce. The inside kick was dreadful to McInerney. Florin overran it. McInerney tried to put on the pressure, but now the Swans have the numbers. Lloyd had the way of space and then went to ground. Sweet little tap between his legs. Didn't get it through though, Drew. Did it well. Burgoyne to Bergman. Away he goes. Sends it long. Top of the goal square. No one back here. He's going to have to get a nice bounce. He may well get it. Goes all the way towards goal. It runs through for another behind.
Nah.
Bergman from what? 80 out?
It's just not the option. Like, it was never to Radicale's advantage at all.
McCartan, in short, finds Melican. 14:35, third quarter. Melican sends it long. 2-on-2 here. McLean gets in front. Open spaces ahead here for the Swans. Amati's the hope right back. Aaliyah's going to get back there, though. Swans just want to tread water for the moment. Good decision in the end. Short to McDonald. He's got Campbell riding shotgun. He's not going to go there. Just holds it up. Good decision in the end. But now McDonald's just going to have to go long. Even numbers ahead, though. Aaliyah. That's a good grab. So Aaliyah switches it. Dangerous. Good mark. Had to hold that, Travis Boak. Had to hold it, and he did. And now they've got a little bit of overlap here, the power. Bergman. Off he goes. Gives it off to Rosie. He's about to give it back to Bergman. That shouldn't even work out the fumble, but Rowbottom comes back with the tackle. Great pressure from Sydney. Off goes Florent. Inside kick. On the lead. Pick who you want. Luke Parker's the option.
I don't know what Rosie's doing there. Like, there was so many options he could have done, and to give it back to Bergman when he was on when Rowbottom's on his hammer, it had to be the perfect pass, and it wasn't.
Yeah,
It was
great
horrible.
pressure though. Yeah, no, you're right. I think it was an okay decision, but Bergman had to glove it, and he just fumbled. And as soon as he fumbled, Sydney were on him. So Luke Parker had a shot earlier in this game. It's a tough kick. This one a little bit easier, straight in front. Ooh, went way out to the right, and that's a behind. Usually a pretty good kick at goal, Luke Parker.
You think he kicks that, it might be over, to be honest.
There's still a lot of time.
Port Adelaide just can't get a good kick inside forward 50 at the moment, though. They can't find an avenue to goal.
Evans, up the guts, finds Drew. He
Oh,
wants to go
God.
corridor, just doesn't have that option. Dangerous kick. It's okay, though, to Jones. So now Jones going on the outer side for Burgoyne. Good mark. He's been good tonight. Been one of Port's best. He's got a bright career ahead, Jace Burgoyne. Just kicks it over the top. Finds Butters. In fact, it's Josh Sin. Yeah, I could see it. You thought it was Butters. Sends it towards 50 for Radicalaire. Oh, ran into it. Rosie got a bit of a falcon. And now Roberts can go. Looking for the 1-2. He's going to drive it long. 1-on-1 inside the forward 50. Amati takes it. Zerk Thatcher was just turned around at the crucial moment. And Amati a chance here for his third.
Can we go back to that Radicalaire attempt I don't even know what he did. He literally was just knocked slightly, and he just couldn't even put his arms up to at least contest the mark.
Yeah, they're not going to go back to it.
Really, really bad. And you got to really look at this game start from Port Adelaide, because they haven't changed since in this entire match. Like, this is what half time was for when they had to change the game style, and they just haven't done it.
So Joel Amati, pretty much straight in front. Not much angle to speak of. 40 out. Kicks his third.
If they're going to sub, they've got to do it now.
So Francis Evans, the sub for Port Adelaide. Sydney's is Robbie Fox. Neither have been used as of yet, but I wouldn't be too surprised if Port Adelaide's comes pretty soon. Highest goal kicker for Sydney this year is Joel Amati. Ken Hinkley, just looking for some answers right now. If I was him, I'd be seeing Charlie Dixon on the bench and say, you want to just sit in the back there, mate?
Still not going yet.
So back in the middle, game high 36-point lead. Great tap from Sweet, straight to Butters. They get it forward here, Port Adelaide. High ball. Who can get there? Hit the ground. Burnt Jones. One way, then another. Went back for it. McCutton had a tackle, then let it go. Burgoyne on 50. Snapping ball. Top of the goal square. Who's going to get there? Georgiades may have got a high one. Rioli trying to throw a boot at it. Campbell. Oh, God, Florent. And he's going to take... Okay. Eventually, Florent kicks it away. Dangerous kick. In front. Good mark from Hayward.
Horrible. Like, Burn Jones, you just got to attack him. Even if he takes it over, you just got to.
So Hayward will take the kick. On the defensive 50. Sends it to a 1-on-1. Sweet up against McLean. Sweet did it well. Yeah, it was a weird decision.
Like, just take him over, even if it is the behind. Like, that's just...
So McLean with the tap down. Heaney with the clearing ball towards half forward for Amati. Pushing the back almost from Zerk Thatcher, but now Campbell breaks away. Inside to Papley. Longish handball. McInerney just says, Hayward, get out of my way as I come in. And kick it behind.
And Hayward's probably giving him a spray right there and saying, why did you take that?
Yeah. Kick down the middle here from Burton. Nice looking ball for Jones. He took the mark. Off he goes. Step past one. Inside handball. They work it nicely at Port Adelaide. Butters. Inside towards the forward 50. Cunningham got a spoil onto it. Narkle. Step past one. He did it well. On the left boot. Great kick.
Play on.
Hit up Georgiades.
No.
Yeah, it's either 50 or it's play on. Well, then it's 50.
He didn't play on at all. Yeah.
That's a shit decision from the umpire. He shouldn't have any issues anyway, but still. Georgiades took the mark. Interesting. I mean, I know that was 2 kicks, though. I don't know if they were exactly intended, but they lowered the... That was a low kick inside the 450, not just bombing it long. So Mitch Georgiades been well held today to bring it back to within 31 points. Port Adelaide desperately need this. Straight in front of goal. Shouldn't have too many issues, and he doesn't. Good finish there from Georgiades. And now Port Adelaide... Can they get back on the comeback trail?
Well, Georgiades needs to get into this game. Like he was the only potent tall forward at the moment. Like none of them have done anything, to be honest, in this match.
In fact, Port Adelaide have had just one less scoring shot than than the Swans. That kick from Narkle, I think that's actually meant. That's a good kick in the end. But they nearly fucked this up again. Georgiades nearly played on. He didn't, but he nearly did. It should have been 50, but anyway. So back in the middle, crucial clearance here in this game. Dixon had his arm held. He'll get the free kick. Gives it off to Butters, and he'll break forward once again. Kicks it a little bit off the line towards the lead of Radicalea. Couldn't mark. Blakey took the contact. Ball up. Interesting to see if that was touched. If it wasn't touched, Radicalea had to grab that.
Got to. I think he's the one you sub.
So Miles Bergman having a bit of an issue with an injury here, so they haven't made the sub just yet. That's the only issue right now. Rowbottom looking for the high one, and he gets it.
Joke.
And Georgiades tells him about it too. He gives it off to Rampy, who shuffled and then kicked it straight down the middle. Dangerous looking ball. Who's going to get there first? Who wants the footy? Parker took it. Evans wrapped him up. Looked like no one really wanted it for a moment. So back in the ruck, here we go. Neither ruckman really got much contact onto it. Grundy bone crunching tackle there on Burton. Locked up on 50. So Francis Evans just going through his paces at the moment. So they're still just a little bit worried about Miles Bergman. I have to check on that injury, but it's just a little bit tentative on that at the moment. Dixon took the ruck and did it well. Through to Mead. They're working through hands nicely, Port Adelaide. They've started to work their way back into this game. Burton sends it long. Rampy, good grab. Just have to bring that to ground.
There, Rampy, too good.
Game 250 tonight for Dane Rampy. Brilliant grab from him. He sends it long. Numbers here, 2-on-2. Up went Grundy from 3 deep. Did it well, McLean. Rowbottom handed it to the back. The numbers of Papley and turned it over. Butters kicks it laterally. He finds Boak. Realised he had no one around him, so he ran. Off he goes. Dangerous kick, but bad option.
So many bad options when kicking inside forward 50 tonight.
So Florent goes lateral to Goulden, who thumps it long. McInerney can go. Sin a long way from him. He goes to the top of the goal square. Papley at the back.
How does he get that far at the back? Seriously. Like, it wasn't a very fast play. Like, they had time to go all around the ground there from the Swans, and that's just too easy. And from all the... Port Adelaide have made it so hard tonight to get shots on target.
So Tommy Papley, chance here for his third. Oh, wasn't the most convincing. He's lucky he was about 15 out. And he kicks the goal. Papley's got 3. So Sydney lead it by 37 points. Papley coming off a bit gingerly here. Yeah, Boak's made a couple of really poor errors tonight with the footy.
Like, that's not a good kick at all. Like, where is he? Where is he kicking that?
And that's the score sources right there. That's the game.
Yeah.
The scores from turnover. Sydney have got 67 of their 76 points from turnover. Port Adelaide have only got 16 points. So back in the middle, 37 points. Port Adelaide at breaking strain. From the stoppage, couldn't grab it there. Oh, Goulden threw that away. Now Rowbottom, good tackle on Wines. Got the kick out towards the wing. Pressure there from Lloyd against Drew. Trying to get it through feet and toes. Did it well there. Was McInerney, and now Goulden sends it forward. Bouncing ball for Hayward. Bergman back on the ground. Great tackle from Hayward. He let it go. Umpire still waiting, and eventually Hayward gets the free kick. Under siege at the moment, the Power. And Will Hayward now. Opportunity to send it out past 40 points.
He nails it. It's all over. They just... Port Adelaide can't find a way.
I don't know why he paid it there, though. That's when Bergman was about to break away, but anyway. So Will Hayward, been a bit quiet tonight. Such an important player for the Swans, though. Chance here for his 200th career goal, though. So Will Hayward, a 45-degree angle, kick just inside the forward 50. He comes in, he's left it out to the right. Hasn't got the distance. It does just. Letting back on that one a little bit. Oh, for fuck's sake. So now Evans. Kick outside the defensive 50. Oh. Bergman should have marked. He let it go. And now Florence stepped past him from just outside 50. Ollie Florence glides it through. No, he doesn't.
One more goal can completely put a dagger through Port Adelaide here.
It's double the score now. Port Adelaide need to go. Jones sends it towards the wing and a one-on-one. Gets out the back. Can Boak get beat? Florent to it. He does. He did pretty well there, Boak. Inside handball. Bergman. Horn-Francis. Off to Boak again. Roberts broke past him. Did well there, Boak. Sends it long. They need a goal. And Dixon. That's a mark. Did that one well there, Port Adelaide. And Charlie Dixon. Chance here. Should go back in goal to give themselves a little bit of breath of life. So about to tick into red time in this third quarter. Dixon won't have any issues here in the goal square. Kicks the goal. They are close enough if they're good enough, Port Adelaide. Well, Travis Boak owes them one, and he did really well there. Shows what good ball use happens, doesn't it?
Pretty much the first best passage of play Port Adelaide have had pretty much all night. I think if you're going to sub out anybody, you sub out Radicalier.
You still think Dixon's a chance?
I still think Dixon's a chance to win your game. Radicalier can't mark a thing at the moment.
Couldn't catch a cold.
Pretty much. He hasn't done much forward since the game last time they played the Swans.
So third quarter. 5:13 left. 33 points. Grundy tap down. Goulden clearance. High ball just inside the forward 50. Zerk-Thatcher dropped a sitter. God. Now McLean running after it. Burton. Ball hits the turf. Who's going to get underneath it? Ball trickling around. Hayward got it up to McInerney. Parker can't get the snap away. Sin got the clearing ball. They do it well there, Port Adelaide. Roberts gave it through to Lloyd, bit hot for him. Now to Goulden, who nearly went over and then eventually falls down the stairs. Rowbottom up to Goulden in the end, threaded through hands. Campbell got beaten to it by Sin. Great pressure from Sydney. Locks it in. A lot of fumbling from both teams in that little passage of play. Zerk-Thatcher had to mark that though. Grundy tap. Ball just trickle out just outside the forward 50 here for Sydney. How do you feel about James Jordan on Zach Butters?
I think he's been well tonight. It hasn't, you've hardly noticed Butters, to be honest.
I think it's been a good tag, but it hasn't been I feel like Butters has still had his touches.
Yeah.
Sweet with the tap. Horn-Francis breaking towards it. Great tackle from Grundy. Got it out though. Rosie went into his move, then fell down. Turned it over. Tried to do a little hurdle. Gives it off to Florent. A chance here. It's going to fade. Kicks it left, and Sydney now starting to miss a few opportunities. They were 9-1 at half-time. They've kicked 3 goals, 6 in this third term, Sydney, just leaving that door ajar. 34 points. Burton's going to come on the members' side.
Dangerous kick.
Wide kick to Aaliyah.
I think the matchup with Parker to Aaliyah has been more influential in this game.
Going to kick a little bit more central on the wing. Dixon's there, got it to ground. Georgiades ducked back one way, then went forward. They got the numbers here, Port Adelaide. It just has to be a good kick and had too much on it. Rampy holds up. Jordan Sweet got out the back there. Just had too much on the kick. So the Swans going to go right back to the back pocket here with Goulden. To the lead up. Now of Hayward.
Made it a bit too easy at Port Adelaide. They
just making Port Adelaide run after them. Obviously a hard game last week for Port Adelaide. Sydney had the week off. Will that be a factor going into the final term?
And still they've got that same game style from the first half with that kick mark game.
So Melican works it down the line to a one-on-one to Marty. Had a high. He'll get the free here, Joel. Why would they sub out Jackson Mead?
That's a big call.
Long kick here. All numbers here with Bergman.
Got no idea how that's possible.
Bergman sends it through the middle of the ground. It's a dangerous looking ball. Rosie did okay. Tapped it to his own advantage. Florent should get there first. Oh, he did it really well there, Ollie Florent. Real composure shown. Gives it back to McCartan, who's going to send it long. Port have the numbers. Swan's starting to track it down. Parker did it well to bring it to ground.
Oh.
Burton, terrible handball to Bergman. Makes him track it down. Eventually got the handball over the top. Did it well. Boak. It's been dangerous with these kicks tonight. Turn it over to Warner, who breaks past one. Showed the ball some candy. And kicked it through.
Horrible game. Horrible, terrible football that is from Tyrus Boak.
He's made 3 turnovers tonight that have turned into goals.
I think it resulted in all three scoring shots.
I think they've all been goals.
Terrible football. Like, why look... I don't get it.
He's just trying to pick off a little bit too much. He knows it too. But Chad Warner, he's kicked his second goal.
Yeah, to be honest, it still makes no sense why Port Adelaide are subbing out Jackson Mead. It makes no sense.
He'd have to be injured. I feel like he has to be.
Yeah, he's using the corridor, but that's just...
I just feel like even if he hits that kick, it's not going to make much of a difference. Like if he went long kick into the middle of the ground instead of just going central in the defensive 50, just seems way too dangerous. Tap down from Sweet, Warner, little back step, running one way, then dodged another. Got past Rosie, handball through to Heaney. He'll send it inside the forward 50. Great pickup from Amati. Inside handball to Jordan, back to Amati. Weird handball, decided to give it to Bergman. Now Butters breaks away. Rosie trying to give it back to his main man. He did. Butters, the outside kick towards Horn Francis. In fact, it's Burn Jones. Good mark. The hyphens combine. Horn Francis got a little overlap here, Port Adelaide. Just left that teasing distance, but a good mark there from Dixon. He's just inside the forward 50. The mark was taken.
He's got the distance.
So Charlie Dixon. He's been pretty quiet most of the night. He did kick the last goal, though. Kenny Rooster, big one. He's hooked it across the face. Hasn't got the distance. Oh, Sweet nearly marked that. Grundy, dangerous kick outside. Dangerous. McLean turned it over to Burn Jones. Snapped on goal pretty quick. Numbers with the Swans. And Grundy marks.
Just no method at all from Port Adelaide going forward.
So 1:06 left in this third quarter. Swans lead it by 40 points. So now Blakey sends it down the wing. One-on-one. McLean's been good tonight. With the strong hands.
The 3 tall forwards for the Swans have pretty much dominated all night. They just don't have the big body defenders, Port Adelaide. And
Inside to Roberts and now Cunningham. Well, they did need to get into some form for Sydney as well because they have been the question mark for the Swans.
Yeah, I think Port Adelaide probably should have trialled Radically back for tonight because he's done nothing forward, and with a big body, I think that would have been beneficial.
Heaney, handballs forward here for McInerney. He's looking at his options. He's going to kick it to the top of the goal square for Papley, who went down, got back up, hit the turf. Port Adelaide have numbers. Jones, long handball. Maybe a late chance here for the Power. 10 seconds left. Can they get a mark from this kick? They do. Dixon, with 7 seconds, has to go. He's taking too long. He's taking way too long. And it looks like time's going to run out. So 3/4 time. Swans lead it by 40 points. They increased their lead from halftime, the Swans, and right now Port Adelaide need to do something massive in this last quarter. So at the end of the third quarter, Swans lead at 13-7-85 to Port Adelaide 6-9-45. All right, let's look at the statistics. All right. So at 3/4 time, leading disposal getter on the ground is Errol Goulden with the 23. Florence being good with the 21. Travis Boak with the 21. He's got 2 goal assists, but he's also given up 3 goals. So, yeah, just been a bit of a bad night for him. Nick Blakey with a 19, a bit quieter in that third term. And then Isaac Heaney with the 18. AFL Fantasy front, Heaney with the 90. Goulden with 87. Boak with the 83. Rowbottom with the 75. And Burton with the 70. And looking at the goal scorers, Papley with 3. Amati with 3. Warner 2. McDonald 2. Port Adelaide all single goal kickers with Rosie, Rioli, Georgiades, Dixon, Burton and Burgoyne. And then single goal kickers for Sydney are McLean, Lloyd and Heaney. So right now, what do Port Adelaide have to do, Jack?
Sack their coach. No.
I don't think it's on
They need
him.
a better method going forward. It's been the same game styles all night. Going long.
Just thumping it high and long and hoping for the best.
Yeah, and where's it going to work? Really, let's be honest. When's it going to work?
I don't think any team's ever really made it work, to be honest, even when they do it. Like, you think of Carlton when they had started the year, they were doing really well when they were, like, lowering their, But then when they got to a patch of, like, really poor form, their only method going forward was just bombing high and long and hoping for the best.
I know you've got the 3 tools, but let's be honest.
Well, look at Sydney. They've got the 3 tools as well, but they're not bombing long.
Yeah, and they've got a better method, let's be honest. Like, either McLean or McDonald have been up the field for most of the night.
Yeah, and Amati's been the one set at the goal.
One's been set back. And tonight, Port Adelaide have had Radicalier and Dixon. Well, Dixon, besides being in the ruck, they've had the other 2 down forward.
Yeah.
Because all 3 of them, depending on if Sweet's on. So I think their method's just been off all night of going forward. And I think it's because, like, you look at it, like Dixon, Radicalier are big bodies. So when you had last week with Marshall in that team, besides Dixon, there's a little bit more flexibility in it.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I mean, I think as well, like Radicalier, Dixon, they're very much the same forward as well. Yeah. Like Georgiades is a lot more athletic, but there's the same forward. With Sydney, McLean is probably, they're all a bit different, even though they're all talls. Yeah, I really like McInerney's game tonight. I did think that like he would be a lot better for the run last week. From the 2 weeks ago. Yeah. I really liked his game. Don't show the end result. Because the end result wasn't as good.
Yeah, the turnovers for tonight have killed Port. And yeah, Port Adelaide's game style has been questionable all night.
Yeah, 74 points scored directly from turnover. That's been the game.
The fourth most by any side this year, up to three-quarter time.
So Port Adelaide, 30 minutes left. What can they do from here? As they say on the commentary, they've been the best team catching back from being behind at three-quarter time, but this would be an almighty feat. Here we go. SCG. One more quarter left in this game. The winner goes to the MCG next week. The loser goes home. Here we go. Bounce down. Grundy, tap out the back. Warner all on his own. He's going to send it inside the forward 50 once again. Amadi is there. Aaliyah, good grab. I think he's his second intercept mark since early in this game.
Yeah.
So Aaliyah goes wide with the kick, looking towards Francis Evans, who just came on and dropped the footy. Bit cold, I think. Drew did well to tap it towards Francis Evans. Just has to track it. He did well. He's got Ollie Wines. He decides to go longer than that. Lead up kick. Hits up Rioli just outside 50. Too far out to score for him, you'd say. Option in the pocket. He goes for the low ball towards Dixon, who just shoved Heaney out of the way. Gives it to the young Logan Evans. And he leaves it to the right.
When Willie Rioli's not hitting a target inside 450, you're having a bad night. He'd normally nail those kicks.
Yeah. It's been good better in the second half, Charlie Dixon, I'll say that. Did you want to just maybe check to see if free kick downfield going to Sydney? Isaac Heaney will take it. Heaney with the inside kick to Melican. He'll want to give it us off to Goulden. Off he goes. So now Goulden on the left boot. The outside of the boot kick was nice to Hayward.
Too many of those easy marks, well, those contested marks sort of thing tonight from the Swans and Port Adelaide up grabbing those.
Did we find out if Jackson Mead was injured or if they just subbed him out for no reason? So now McCartan just kicking it across the centre square to Rampy. He'll go further wide now to Melican. Great kick to Heaney. Sydney just slicing through the Port Adelaide defence, and the kick inside 50 was brilliant to McDonald.
Nah, tactical. Makes no sense.
Why would they do that? Not that Jackson Mead was having a brilliant game, but he's playing better than Radicalier and Dixon at the moment. Great kick there from Heaney. I think he was going for Papley, but McDonald just cut in front. Radicalier may have gone back now, actually.
Bit little too late if that's the case, let's be honest.
So Logan McDonald, he's kicked 3 tonight. He's kicked 2 tonight. He comes in, and I mozzed him because I accidentally didn't realise how many goals he's kicked tonight. Fuck. So back to 40 points.
"21 scoring shots to Port Adelaide 16. Yeah.
So Horne-Francis, nice little kick. Gives it off to Wines, and now Burton. They want to run and gun Airport. Off to Sin. Kicking forward was nice to Georgiades. McCartan hot on his hammer. Georgiades sends it long. Inside the forward 50 for Evans. Had hands onto it, couldn't mark. Butters kept it in front of him. Basketball bounced to himself. Cunningham couldn't glove it. Now Lloyd wrapped up by Burn-Jones. Ball up. Logan McDonald not the best right now. He's came straight off the ground. Hopefully everything's okay for him. Sydney still haven't used their sub, Robbie Fox. Sweet with the tap. Horne-Francis. Dodge one way. Got the handball out to Butters. He'll snap it to the top of the goal square. No, he's gone more pocket. Hasn't gone 15, I don't think. And Blakey just makes it a certainty.
Something straight off.
So it's Logan McDonald's ankle that's the concern. So Robbie Fox has been immediately subbed in. Logan McDonald's immediately subbed himself out almost. So that'll be a real concern if the Swans go on to win going into next week. Heaney was held, play on, got the kick away down the wing. May work out for Amati. Got a nice little bounce, and McLean just tapped it onto him. Amati goes long, runs the perimeter of the boundary line. Aaliyah got an okay bounce, keeping it in front of him. Aaliyah did it well. Zerk Thatcher, handball inside towards Burgoyne. He's usually a good user. Sends it long. Horne-Francis, all on his own. Took it well.
They've chucked Radically back, but I think it could be probably too late to do it. But
so Horne-Francis takes the mark.
Yeah, Rowbottom doesn't want to be there.
That's exactly where he doesn't want to be, exactly. Well, Horne-Francis had a good start to this game, then was chucked forward, really didn't get down there enough for him to get into his work, but now an opportunity here for Port Adelaide, get back within 34 points, kick the first goal of the last quarter.
But he tried to kick the skin off it.
Hasn't made the distance. Dixon can't mark. Golden went to kick it away, got tackled immediately.
Where's the disposal there?
Grundy gives it back to McCartan, try to get a kick away, in front Burton, good pressure there from Haywood. Swans have the numbers here with McLean, trying to get it out. Great tackle from Drew.
Holding the ball, perfect decision. Had one for arm free.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's getting fucking assaulted. Fuck me. So Willem Drew gets the free kick for holding the footy. He goes in short, hits up Ollie Wines.
It's probably about the same.
Just a little bit closer.
Port Adelaide need to start putting this on the scoreboard if they'll have any chance of coming back in this game.
So Ollie Wines, he kicked 2 points tonight. Hasn't been as prolific as he has been in the last couple of weeks, though. But he's such a great player. 2021 Brownlow medalist. He comes in, he's kicked it out to the right, and it's not going to come back. It's been a big problem for Port Adelaide tonight as well.
It's been a problem all season, to be honest.
They're just cutting off the tape on Logan McDonald's ankle. Hopefully everything's okay. Maybe just a twisted ankle for the best case scenario. Sends it long. Grundy in front. Gets a free kick for a high tackle. And Grundy wasn't impressed by it either.
He hasn't had the best night, Grundy, but that's the mark he needed to take.
That was a free kick, but yeah.
Yeah, but it was, you know what I mean.
Contested effort, I guess. Yeah. Short kick to Haywood.
And is Kenny contemplating going to the Eagles next year?
No, they've committed to him.
We'll see.
Haywood over the top to Grundy. So Grundy plays on. Sends it towards 50. All on his own. Parker on the lead. Aaliyah doesn't want to be this far away from the goal face. He's on the mark at the moment. Parker just calling for some calm. Heaney's on his own at the top of the goal square. He's where he's heading. Drew went back, couldn't mark. Free kick. And it's going to go to Isaac Heaney.
For what? A push.
Ryan Burton was the culprit. We'll have to see what the free kick was for. It's block for a block. Took the eyes.
Eyes on the ball. Oh.
Yeah, he took the eyes off the ball at the end.
And Heaney made sure he sorted Heaney made sure he sorted Mars with that one.
So Isaac Heaney, he's had a really good night, but just hasn't felt like the as good as it was last week of last game as it was. But he's had a brilliant night. So Isaac Heaney to send a dagger through Port Adelaide. He keeps it in. 45 points. They're almost there now, the Swans.
Almost. I think you're definitely there. Port Adelaide have just butchered the ball in too many times tonight. Turnovers, as we've seen, have killed them. And, yeah. They'll look pretty good by next week, looks like. Except for Logan McDonald and Callum Mills.
We're interested to see what they do if Logan McDonald doesn't get up. Who's the option? There's not really any tools.
You could go Robbie Fox as a player coming in.
Yeah, but then who comes in? Do you think Taylor Adams? Or do you think Callum Mills gets up? They don't think he's going to get up.
I don't think you can't risk Callum Mills. I think, John Longmire won't do that mistake twice and play a half-injured player.
The audio just went out. Did it go out on yours?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So it's just KO fucking up. So there's no audio at the moment. That's good news. Don't worry. We've got you covered. Sweet. Sends a high ball. Went above the roof of the SCG, I believe. Boak with the fist on it. Evans got taken high. Drew will get Drew kicked it forward. Burgoyne won't take the advantage. Won't think it would be paid anyway.
Well, yeah. Now they don't pay advantage. They would have paid in the first quarter.
He sends it low. On 50 is Drew.
He's too far out, as we saw a couple minutes ago.
He wants to give it to Rosie. Not going to do it, though. Got a lead-up option. Decides not to go there. He's going to send it long. Top of the goal square again. It's a bit of a low ball, but McLean took it well.
So, yeah, it's worked all night, hasn't it?
And it's going to be 50 against Ollie Wines. So McLean sprints forward here.
It's made no sense at all for Port Adelaide to do the same game start, the same forward. It's made no sense at all.
So with 12 and a half minutes left in this last quarter, the Swans lead it by 45 points. So McCartan sends it long to a one-on-one. McLean up against Zirk Thatcher. Won it down. Heaney broke away from one. Broke away from Bergman as well. Good smother from Burton, though. Throws it in. Sweet with the tap. McLean took it well. Handball through to Jordan. He's been good tonight on Zach Butters. He sends it long. One-on-one is Parker up against Aaliyah. Aaliyah did it well. Had a good start, Aaliyah. Probably been well held by Parker in the second half and the second quarter. Good kick. Finds Drew. Accumulated a few touches in this last quarter. He gives it off to Rosie. Straight down the middle. He sends it towards 50. One-on-one is Georgiades up against McCartan. McCartan's been good tonight. Both went to Shepherd. The ball gets through. Boak comes in, snaps it through. Good finish there from Travis Boak. Both Melican and McCartan went to Shepherd. Neither went for the football. And Travis Boak parted the seas and kicked the first goal of the last quarter for Port Adelaide. If it wasn't for the 3 turnover goals, he'd be one of their better players tonight for Port.
Be interested to see if he actually gets it offered another, if he goes on. I really want him to, but I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, he did play in 2007 Grand Final. Oh, I thought he didn't. So 39 points. Dixon took it out, handballed straight to Warner, who let it go. Should have been rewarded there, Dixon. He's not. Golden threaded the eye of the needle with that kick and finds a Marty. I'd like to look at that handball again from Chad Warner, by the way. That looked like a throw.
But you got to give the applause to Golden. That's a brilliant kick. So Marty's had a good night tonight.
3 goals, 2 contested marks, 10 touches, 5 scorer involvements. He's been really good. About 35-40 out. Joel Amati comes in and kicks it to the left. Sin, good kick up the guts there to Horn Francis. Couldn't mark. Shrugged off one tackle. Long handball to Burgoyne. Never seems to get held up there, Jason Horn Francis, when tackled. The kick down the line made his teammate fall over. Horn Francis trying to gather it, and in the end it rolls out. So 10-22 on the clock still. 40 points the margin. Same as it was at three-quarter time. Umpire throws it back into play. McLean with the tap. Goulden tried to slap it to a teammate, but the power can break forward here. Butters over the top to Jones. Now Rosie from 50. Kicks it long. Has it got there? It has. Wait a second. There's still some time here for Port. He's been good tonight, Connor Rosie. He's led from the front. 34 points.
Port Adelaide, I think, will look better, to be honest, with Dixon in the ruck. I think that, Sweet's played really well, but I think he hasn't used the dominance of in the ruck.
To be fair, Dixon most of the time has been going up against McLean.
Yeah, but you can only go up where you can.
Oh, no, but I'm saying, if Dixon goes up against Grundy, does he get the advantages that he... That's just what I'm saying.
Yeah, Heaney gave him just a bit too much space.
Leg room there. Yeah, and Rosie's got that quick little 5 metre burst.
That's all he needed.
Such a small ground, the SCG, so... Oh, for fuck's sake, man. Oh, you're not calling that back, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, because he wants his stats to be better than what they were. That's a terrible bounce.
Longish handball there from McInerney. Just a little tap over the top to Rowbottom. Went for Fox, missed him. Amati up to Robbie Fox. Handball out wide to Campbell. Got it touched away from him. Campbell tried to duck back. Good pressure there from Port. Sin locks him up. Just one clean handball away there, the Swans. Gets up a little bit gingerly there, Braden Campbell. Locked up in the forward pocket here for the Sydney Swans. Grundy, little tap out the back. Burgoyne got past him. Amati up to Grundy. Handballed it through to no one in particular, just for territory almost. Aaliyah overran it. Heaney out the back. Amati tucked up in the pocket, pushes he kicked out of bounds on the full.
Ooh. Thought we could give the free then.
So Josh Sin to take the kick. Up the middle, dangerous kick, Rowbottom. Gave away a free.
Oh, he's lucky there.
They've done a few of those kicks tonight, Port Adelaide.
Port Adelaide just have to go run and gun, but Jesus.
Burton goes down the wing. 2-on-2. Oh, McCartan, great grab. That was tough from both players. Tom McCartan. Can you believe this guy goes at the footy the way he does? The amount of head knocks he's had. And Amati out the back.
Too easy. Play well tonight, Amati. And the Swans need that if they're going to when they're going into next week.
Yeah, he got hit in the back there. That was a tough hit too. And then Amati's been good.
Don't know what Zook Factory's doing there. He's the loose man, and he didn't even.
So Joel Amati had an opportunity a little bit earlier to kick his fourth. He comes in now. He's hooked it to the left-hand side, and it's through for another behind. There's some opportunities in the second half, Sydney. They've kicked 5 goals.
9.
No, 5 goals. Yeah, 5 goals, 9. The Burgoyne has it on the back 50. Short kick down the wing. It's a nice option. Finds Burn-Jones. He gives it off to Sin. He can drive it inside the forward 50. Horn Francis is there. Couldn't mark there. Georgiades tapped it forward. Dixon. Evans at the back to Georgiades from 50. It's going to get close. Cunningham marks. That would have made it interesting.
Port
I already said that, BT.
Port Adelaide have to make some pressure here.
Sends it long, one-on-one Amati. Aaliyah did it well. Burgoyne. Oh, that's a fucking tough call.
How is he given that as a push?
There's been a lot of those push sort of stuff tonight.
Christ. He didn't even use his hands.
So now Amati sends it down the wing.
Went
up a bit early there, Warner.
Surely.
And it's going to be a free kick too, Warner.
You're joking. You're absolutely joking. There's no way that's a... Oh, I'll fucking block my ass.
7 minutes left. Kick over the top to Goulden, who marks. So Goulden's going to send it low and long. Oh, on the lead. Just couldn't get to him in the end, McLean. He gets out the back for Radikalea. Oh, he took that one over a bit easily. They won't pay it.
He's the big guy. He's a bit tougher.
Oh, they did pay it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's tough. Fucking hell.
How is he given that as an insufficient intent?
I mean, look, that's where he was going for, but... I mean, the Swans player should have been tackling him.
What do you want the Radikalea to do? Seriously, like he's not...
You want him to... What does he want him to do? Run into McLean and give away a free kick for holding the footy?
Like, come on, seriously. That's pathetic.
So Hayden McLean will take the kick.
Unbelievable how that's paid. There's no way you pay that. Like, even Rosie, I think, Rosie or Butters would have had no chance of turning around there.
So Hayden McLean, from the gutter, to send Sydney into the grand final. He's kicked it to the right. It's 36 points.
6:43 on clock. 6 goals in 6 minutes. It would seem impossible with how Port Adelaide have played it, right?
Narkle at half back. Inside kick to Wines. He can give it back to Narkle here. He does. And off they go. Sends it towards Rioli. No, Dixon, in fact, who gets there. Tap down from Melican. Blakey ran through his legs and Rampy tried to soccer it to himself. Locked up. Into centre square forward side for Port Adelaide. Throws it up. Sweet tapped it out the back. Wines free kick's been ripped out here. It's going to go to Sydney. And James Robon will get the free. So back to Lloyd. Over the top to Roberts. And he'll just take his time. So Roberts just threads it down the line. Finds Melican.
Would you rest some people now for the Swans?
I'd give it a few more minutes still. It's such a small ground. And they've already basically rested one. Well, not rested, but they've already taken off McDonald. Long kick for Warner. Can't mark. Radikalea knocks it out.
Yes, but we have not got to a grand final in under his tenure. That's not what Port Adelaide. We win any game we want, as many games as we want, but we want the end. That's in the back. Surely.
Free kick's been ripped out here. It's going to go to Ollie Wines. So Wines gives it off to Horn Francis. Down the line, nice kick in the end. Hits up Georgiades. Swans have the numbers back here. He's going to send it towards 50. It's a nice looking ball for Evans. Lloyd did well to bring it to ground. Jordan let it go. Off the ground there from Lloyd. Down low. Couldn't claim the mark there. Grundy over the top. Parker was pushed in the back. About to tick into red time in this final term. I will say, even though Sydney are in front by 36 points right now, I don't like the way they've played this last quarter. They have been holding on to this game. And it's lucky that Port Adelaide haven't put a few more goals on the scoreboard.
Yeah, but I think
Port Adelaide have also let them do this as well, by the way.
It's been the same game style for the entire match from the Swans. Mark kick mark. They haven't made it a bit of chaos. But Port Adelaide would love a bit of chaos. And
Sends it long here, Warner for McLean. Zerk Thatcher got an arm
That's
chop.
surely a free.
So Bergman has it. 4:20 on the clock. Sends it to Horn Francis.
I just think that Port Adelaide,
Through to Bergman.
no point of playing on.
Oh, Butter's gone.
Nah. Ooh.
Sends it wide
Probably
to
nah,
Roberts.
Probably
And Roberts from 50. Top of the goal square, McLean held.
Yeah.
He's going to get a free kick here. No, he's not.
he should've.
Alear, short. Can Sydney get one more goal just to send this SCG crowd off in style for their final game there this year? Long kick to the one-on-one. Both ruckmen go nowhere near it. Grundy's giving away the free kick.
It's good we didn't even look at it.
Sweet sends a low ball inside the forward 50. Blakey, good grab. He's been pretty well held in this second half. I think it's cramp.
Yeah, it's grand.
Oh, maybe even just a little bit of a jarring. Hardly touched him in the second half, Nick Blake. He had a really good first half. Long kick.
Port Adelaide need to look at this forward line at the moment.
All right, now Sydney can rest players. Yeah. Okay, take off Grundy. You take off Papley. You take off Heaney.
No, take off half the...
Yeah, I'd almost play with 17 players on the field.
Like 17 or 18 players. You've got it now. Yeah. This off-season, Port Adelaide need to look at their forward line. Because you'd think Dixon doesn't play it again. These small forwards, besides really Rioli and Burn-Jones, there's not a lot to look at.
Horn Francis trying to break away from the tackle. Good work there from Hayward.
He's tried his hardest, Horn Francis, but not many have went with him.
All right, we've talked enough. We've talked about Port Adelaide. What do the Swans do? Let's say Mills doesn't come back. Let's say Logan McDonald is out. Who would you bring in? Who's the next cab off the rank? You got... I don't think they bring in another tall. I don't think that's an option because the only other one would be... It'd either be Francis or it'd be Hamling. I don't think any of them coming in. Or Laddams.
I think you... To be honest, I think you look at Cleary. Or you look at... like
You go Adams or Cleary.
I think it's... Yeah. You bring Fox into the team, then you bring Cleary as the sub or something, I reckon. Something like that. I think...
To be honest, I think Logan McDonald's injury... I feel like he would have been a lot more angry on the sidelines if it was more serious.
I think Sydney knew that Port Adelaide weren't going to be able to turn this around deep down. They just played so well, and Port Adelaide just didn't have the forward connection all night. So, yeah, I think you look at it.
Come on, one more, Sydney. Roberts has it here, defensive side of the wing. He's going to send it long. Towards the 50. In front, Parker. Just couldn't mark. Alear. Goes the inside kick. Think he saw his Sydney Swans jumper on there with that turnover. Goes to McCartan. He can go out wide to McInerney. That's where he's going to go. Where's he going to go, McInerney? Just going to try and pad up the stats a bit here to the defenders.
Well, the Swans look pretty good for next week. They played a pretty good... They played pretty well as much as they have.
Rampy and Heaney. Both milestone men. Swans just kicking disposals, just racking them up at the moment as the SCG crowd gets to their feet. The last time they see them this year. Alear couldn't mark. Hits the turf. Be a ball up. Call it for 30 seconds.
The Swans got it with 30 seconds left. Still on centre wing. Rowbottom gets the ball when he gets the handball, gets the clearance to Parker. And Parker's another tackle from Willem Drew and another
There's his team for next week. Sweet will get the handball away. Fox with a nice little give over to Parker. Burgoyne gave it through nicely to Sweet. Inside to Butters. But that's really all much it's been about Port Adelaide tonight. It's been all about the Sydney Swans. And after 2 years missing the grand final last year, the Sydney Swans, they're back on the grand stage next week. Their opponent hasn't been decided, but there's one thing right now. The Swans will be going in as one of the best sides in the modern era going into this grand final next week. A great win against Port Adelaide, 36-point winners. And in the end, Big Brother has beaten Little Brother. I'm the older one, by the way. Well, we broke the drought against Port Adelaide. Well, other prelims that we've played at the SCG, they've only been 1 point wins, so I'm happy that I didn't have a heart attack. But nonetheless, it's all about next week for Sydney. How about Port Adelaide? What would you say?
Oh, there's a lot of soul searching for Port Adelaide again.
To be honest, I don't think they were embarrassed tonight, though. I think they played a good brand of footy, but
yeah, it's a rethink. I think Port Adelaide they don't have the depth in their squad. We got a few injuries to our back line, and we just never were going to recover. And yeah.
So of course, the winner of tomorrow afternoon's game, Geelong and Brisbane, will decide who the Swans will play in the 2024 Grand Final. What the fuck is going on?
You don't need to press it. You just need to put the cursor on it.
Yeah, okay. I did. It's not letting me. Okay, fuck you then. I'm angry now. Okay, that'll do. As a Bombers supporter seeing Sydney make their 7th granny in 20 years when we haven't won a single finals game is beyond fucking depressing. I would understand. Well, I don't understand, man, but I do think that I get that it's pretty depressing. But, as we said at the start, at least we have one team to barrack for next week. Still disappointing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, for in
Fourth.
10 years, not making once.
Yeah.
It's a bit soul destroying. Like I said,
Did you think they had a chance tonight?
Not really. I thought that the only thing that was on Port's side was a record that never mattered in a final. That it never mattered.
Yeah.
We won 7 in a row, but
8. Trust me, I know it's 8.
It's 8 in a row. It meant nothing.
Yeah.
We played a completely different team to what we played 2 months ago when we won by 112 points. It's a completely different team.
Yeah.
And Sydney were at their worst this year. Port were near the pinnacle in hot form.
Yeah.
And yeah, at least the AFL will be like, oh well, at least they didn't go out straight. At least the Swans made the grand final after only playing once in 28 days or something.
Yeah, well, I think it did help a lot of the Swans players. They did look a lot more fresher on the field.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes next week. But
I think,
yeah.
It'll be interesting.
So, quick tip for tomorrow. Who have you gone with the Cats, haven't you?
I think the Cats should do it. I think that with such a hard game last week from the Lions and having to claw their way back from 40-odd points down, it's going to be like Port Adelaide. They played their game last week. They played a lot of the players that had to be at their best to win that game last week, the Lions. And the fact is that Tom Stewart will be back, and they look pretty good, Geelong.
Yeah. I've tipped Geelong as well. I actually think it's going to be a very close game, though. I know you kind of think it's pretty convincing.
Yeah, well...
Actually, no, sorry. I think the Cats will actually convincingly win this one. Sorry. I thought this one would be the close one, and it's... At the end of the day, Sydney had this game won pretty much after the first quarter. Halfway through the second quarter, the game was
pretty much when Parker went to Aaliyah that...
Yeah,
they lost their forward press, really.
Yeah, we'll have a quick look at the statistics. But looking at it right now, 3 votes I'd probably give to Isaac Heaney.
No.
Who would you give it to?
I think...
Yeah, actually, I wouldn't give it to Isaac Heaney, actually. It's pretty tough because I feel like Sydney had a lot of really good players tonight. Like, I almost give it to Parker, how he fucking... I know he didn't do a lot, but he did like a... I feel like if he kicked the goal, he probably would get up there with the votes. Like, he didn't get a goal, and that's probably something that he needed to do. But
I thought James Rosenborg's game was really good. Besides the only fact he only had, what...
Yeah, 18 touches, 11 tackles, though. That's always his game, is his tackling. Golden was really good as well. Maybe Golden 3 votes. Yeah. Golden with the 3.
2 to Rowbottom, 1 to Parker.
You wouldn't give Heaney any votes?
I thought it's hard to say, obviously, because he played such a great game in the qualifying final.
I'd give Heaney 2 votes. I'm on it. I mean, I know he didn't play as good as he did last.
I think you give Rowbottom the 2 and give Heaney the 1, because I think Rowbottom's pressure in the midfield was the reason that Port Adelaide were never in this game.
Yeah. All right, we'll go with that then. Golden 3,
yeah.
Rowbottom 2, Heaney 1.
Yeah.
Special mention to Luke Parker for his role on earlier. All right, we'll do that. All right, guys, we'll end the stream there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We will be doing the stream tomorrow for the Brisbane game, so make sure to stay tuned for that one. Sydney into the grand final. Let's go. All right. Thanks, guys, for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you all tomorrow.